Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to futurecashflowclub.com. That's futurecashflowclub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today.
Hey Chris, is that you? Damn.
Can you hear me? I don't know. If you don't know who I am by now, I don't know what you've been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we... What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Cashflow, Money Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. What's going on? It's the first of the month. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Cash your checks and come on. What up, Justin? What up, what up? Happy, what's this, Sunday? It's another Sunday, fun day. Got some good stuff for you today. We got to talk about that new FinCEN room. How do you say it? FinCEN rule? FinCEN. Something came into effect today in regards to cash buyers. And so it's going to affect, I'm thinking it's going to affect closing times and things like that. We'll get into that. And we're also going to review a initial closing call, or initial call. I guess you can call it that. It's an initial call, but it became a closing call. You know, a lot of times people get on the phone and they feel like, I got to close the person on the first call. I got to get the contract right there. Sometimes you can, sometimes you won't, but we'll get into the weeds of that as well coming up here shortly. And yeah, it's one of those days. It's been pretty busy. What's going on, Justin? You driving?
Good job. You already know, rocking and rolling, rolling and rocking.
Oh, no. I ain't going to talk to you. I'm going to leave you driving in. You just listen in and stay woke and don't wind up broke. So for sure. So it's been a pretty busy week for me for some reason. I think I got 4 contracts this week. So we out here cooking, knocking those down and, you know, making it happen. So I've got 2 cash deals and 2 creative deals under contract here this week. So we're going to see what happens with those. One just signed right before I went live here. That was the house over in Florissant, a little fixer-upper house. Going to stop the auction on that particular deal and try to see if we can help her out. But, you know, there's plenty of opportunity out here for those who see. There's people that need your help. But do they know you exist? That's the question of the thing. There's people with problems, whether there's divorce, whether there's death in families, disease, financial problems, all type of stuff, illnesses, whatever, stuff's going on in people's lives. There's always going to be a space for you to come in and provide value to the marketplace and actually make some money while doing it. It's not just, I'm going to go try to get rich, but you're going to try to go get rich by actually helping people. You know, a lot of people make that claim. Oh, I want to help people. I want to do this just because I want to help. Man, you want to help your pockets, man. I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud. Come on. Why you want to play? You wouldn't do it for free. So why you wouldn't do it for me? So give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share if you care. I'm going to go into this new FinCEN real estate rule that takes effect today, which is the 1st of March. And let's take a look and see what we got for that. Let me share my screen and go mean. All right, let's see what we got here.
Explainer. We're diving into something huge today. A court decision that's going to totally change the game for anyone buying a home with cash in the US. There's this new anti-money laundering rule. It just got the green light, and believe me, it is sending shockwaves through the real estate world. So let's break down what this all means. All right, let's jump right in. The big news that's got everyone talking in the real estate world, it's a final, super decisive court ruling that pretty much settles a massive debate. So here's the deal. A U.S. District Court just made a landmark decision. They've upheld a brand new rule from FinCEN, the Treasury Department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. And this ruling, it basically puts a stop to a huge legal fight and clears the path for some really strict new reporting rules for all cash home sales. Now, you got to understand, this decision didn't just appear out of thin air. Nope. This was the final move in a really high-stakes chess match, a legal battle between a powerful government agency and a true giant of the real estate industry. And this really lays out the two sides of the coin, right? On one side, you've got FinCEN, the government watchdog, trying to slam the door on criminals laundering dirty money through real estate. But on the other side, you've got Fidelity National Financial, a huge player in title insurance. They're the ones who sued, saying, whoa, this rule is a massive overreach. They claimed it was arbitrary and capricious and would cause irreparable harm to their business. And by that, they mean insane compliance costs and maybe even losing clients who really value their privacy. So, to get why the government is pushing this so hard, you need to know who FinCEN is. Think of them as the Treasury Department's financial detectives. Their whole mission is to stop the financial system from being used for illegal stuff. And that's exactly why they're zooming in on all cash real estate deals. For years, these deals have been a known weak spot, because when you pay cash, you get to bypass all that deep financial digging that mortgage lenders have to do. Okay.
So there you go. That's the first part. Cash buyers are being affected when it comes to buying properties, which is, from what I understand, it's kind of a pain for the title companies, because it's not anything you have to do as a buyer. I guess not, unless your stuff is not correct and you're really literally trying to money launder or do something to that effect or something illegal. But it's more paperwork for your title company. So I called the title company last week, the one I use here, or one of the ones I use here in St. Louis. And she's like, oh yeah, we can't close that deal that quick. I'm like, why? What's going on? I mean, we're not paying off a loan or anything. And this is a house that's being transferred creatively. Oh, I forgot about that deal. We got that deal too going. It's a deal where we're trying to close on the 6th of March, but she said, yeah, I'll see what I can do, but I don't know if we'll be able to close that quick. And I sent this to her last week. So she had about a good full week. All we have to do is get the payoff, and do the deal or whatever, right? Which should not take that long because we're not even paying the loan off. But I guess that would affect people buying houses subject to the existing financing as well. And it seems like a paperwork mess for the title company. Have you heard of this before, Justin? Uh-oh, your thing cut off. Or maybe something happened. Well, nevertheless, I'm going to play the rest of this short little video so she can tell you what must be reported and get a little deeper in the weeds.
So this brings us to the real core of it, right? What exactly does this new rule demand? What's actually in it that got everybody so fired up and sparked this whole legal showdown? Well, the industry's biggest complaint was just the sheer amount of data they would suddenly have to collect and then hand over. So for every single all cash sale, what kind of information are we actually talking about here? And wow, just look at this list. It's incredibly detailed. We're talking way beyond just who's the buyer. Now title companies have to report everything. We're talking ID numbers, citizenship status for every single person involved. And yeah, that includes kids, plus all the nitty-gritty details about the payments. And here's the big one. Info on any trusts or companies, LLCs that are used to buy the property. Those are often used to hide who the real owner is, and now they'll be under a microscope. So
I will say this. I don't like it for that one reason right there. They want to know who's on the trust, who's on the LLC, even though all that stuff still can be finagled on the back end, regardless of what they're doing at the title company. For instance, or for example, let's just say we bought a house subject to the existing financing. We're going to buy that property typically and close in a trust. The way that this can be, not to tell you how to get around this, but a way that you could use potentially to get around this is close the property in the trust, making the seller the beneficiary, right? Once that's done, we immediately assign the beneficial interest of that trust to us, and still the title company has nothing to report. But not to tell you how to get around this, but they can do this, but there's always a way to get around almost any rule. There's a loophole for just about every loophole.
Even with all these new requirements and the industry pushing back hard, the court still sided firmly with FinCEN. So you're probably wondering, how did the legal arguments actually unfold in the courtroom? This timeline kind of gives you the play-by-play. It all kicked off back in May of 25 when Fidelity National Financial, or FNF, filed their lawsuit. Then, fast forward to early December, a magistrate judge looked at it and said, yeah, this rule should stand. FNF, of course, objected to that. But in the end, that objection didn't stick. The final ruling came down in February 2026, and it was a solid win for FinCEN. And this quote right here, it perfectly sums up what the judge was thinking. The ruling really boiled down to two big things. First, the court said the rule was totally legal, that it was authorized by an existing law called the Bank Secrecy Act. That's a super important law from back in 1970 that basically tells financial institutions they have to help the government fight money laundering. And second, the court said FinCEN wasn't just making things up or being arbitrary. Instead, their decision was the result of reasoned decision-making. In other words, the court said, look, the agency did its homework and they absolutely have the authority to do this. Okay, so the legal fight is over. FinCEN won. Now,
So it sounds like a lot of paperwork, a lot of documents, a lot of digging. We want to know everything. Who's the buyer? Where'd the money come from? You can't hear? No audio? Uh-oh. How about now? Microphone check? Nope. You can't hear me or I can't hear you? No audio? Oh, snap. How about now? Nope. Hold on. Let me switch mic or something here. Hold on. Oh, you can't hear me? Okay, thank you. So she can hear me. Just can't hear you, Justin. Are you trying to say something, Justin? You probably have to go out and come back in. She said they just can't hear no Justin. It's Justin, it's you. It's you, Justin. They can hear me. That's you they can't hear. So something going on yours. I'm like, oh no, don't tell me something wrong with my stuff. I got multiple mics. One of them gotta work. Multiple lights. One of them gotta work. So yeah, that's what we got. Thank you. So yeah, let me get the last part of this video out so we can talk about it.
for the big question, the one that really matters. What does this actually mean for you, for home buyers, for sellers, for the whole real estate industry from here on out? Get your calendars out because this is the date you need to know, March 1st.
And that's today, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're closing a deal today or anytime in the future, this rule comes into full effect.
2026. On that day, these reporting rules stop being just a proposal. They become the law of the land for every title company, coast to coast. And what's kind of interesting is that FinCEN had already delayed this once. The original start date was supposed to be back in December 2025. They said they pushed it back to, and I'm quoting here, reduce business burden and ensure effective regulation, which is really just a formal way of saying they were giving the industry some extra time to get its act together and prepare for these huge new changes. And so all of this leaves us with the million-dollar question, the one that everyone in real estate is thinking about right now. Is all this new data collection actually going to make the market safer from criminals? Or is it just going to create a giant mountain of paperwork that bogs down perfectly legal everyday home sales?
I'm going to go ahead and say the paperwork is going to just be more paperwork. That's it. I don't really think it's going to make it any safer. Are you good now, Justin, on your audio and stuff? Okay, good. So, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be more so this new FinCEN rule, Financial Crimes Enforcement. It is basically a new law that's going to give the title work or the title company or your closing attorney, depending on your state, more work to do. So my title company, like I said, they seem like, oh, wow, we can't close this deal that quick. And I'm like, what you mean you can't close it that quick? Because I've closed deals in 4 days, 5 days, 6 days before. Generally, we want about 2 weeks. We understand that because things happen. But, quick closes are an important thing, especially if you're fighting foreclosures. Say somebody got an auction in 2 weeks, and they're like, "Oh no, we can't close to 30 days." I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I want to be able to close the deal, fund the deal, help the homeowner, stop the auction, whatever. But typically we stop the auction prior to that, as you may know. But still, this can be a problem. What do you think about this, Justin?
More paperwork. I mean, the government just trying to do what they do and make sure that they, keeping a record and keeping an account of everything. So, their goal is to, infringe upon the American people and stuff, but it's a whole nother thing. So,
You say it's an infringement of the American people. You might be laundering money, though.
That's a good point. I mean, we shouldn't be laundering money, but the word privacy is undefined in the law, unfortunately. So, privacy is basically up in the air. So, yeah, it's interesting. I think it just makes deals harder, man. We need to make deals as easy as possible and stuff. Obviously, people like us gonna rise to the occasion, but it's gonna wipe out some people in a weird way.
It's possible. It's possible because, like I
I
said,
know in insurance, we had 1-page applications, and I've worked for certain insurance companies. They had 10, 15, 20-page applications for the same kind of policies. And I can tell you they don't close as nearly as much business as the people with 1-page applications.
I mean, you can always sneak it and do the 1 page just to get them into your network. And then once they're in and paid, make them fill out a whole bunch more paperwork after the fact.
Yeah.
You want to do all that. I mean, that sounds like more work for everybody.
You think it's going to affect our ability to close or money or anything? You think, does this do anything to us?
I think the biggest thing that it affects, and it may just be temporary, is speed to closing. Because like I said, I got a deal supposed to be closing on March 6th. I mean, it's a $15,000 deal, but I'm like, come on, man. How you going to not?
15 what?
15 large.
Oh, okay. I thought you said $15. I'm like
15,000. Yeah. So it's supposed to be closing on the 6th, but she's like, "Oh, it might have to be the week after. I'll let you know. We'll see what we can do." And I'm like, "What's the problem?" She's like, "Oh, it's a new rule." And I was like, "Oh, I keep hearing about this new rule. Let me go see what the heck's going on. What's this new rule?" And this is the new rule. They want to dig in, see who's buying it, see where the money came from, what entity you're closing in, who's the officers of that entity, whole bunch of stuff. I don't like it, especially when we closing in a trust for the purpose a lot of times of anonymity. I don't want nobody to know who owns what and how many properties we close on and all that stuff. We don't want that on public record. So I don't know. It's a funny thing.
real estate.
I don't like it.
The cream shall rise to the top.
I don't like it. I'll just say that straight up, raw, no dodging about it. Is our resident attorney around? I guess she's not around today, huh?
Nah, she cooking.
Dang, that would have been perfect for her too. Because I sure was thinking, I wonder what she think about that. Legalities. Everybody got
legalese.
Yeah, they always trying to pull some stuff on us to make us figure out, well, how can we make it more difficult? Which I understand they don't want people laundering money and stuff like that, but I don't like it.
It gets wicked.
Well, what did they say the new time frame is? Well,
Not the new time frame, just more paperwork.
yeah, so the thing that it sounds like to me is most title companies, the one I'm using, for instance, is just not ready for all this. They still haven't. Because as you saw in the video, they said they tried to do this back in 2025, and they got it pushed out to March, to today, March 1st, 2026, and it's still got to work out the kinks. How are we going to get all this information? We're going to gather all this information.
I just had a weird deal that took forever to close because it was a paperwork issue. So the fact that they're trying to throw more paperwork on people, just raise insurance costs. That's it. That's all they got to do. We'll take more lawsuits on the back end.
And the part I did not like too is where they talking about where did the money come from. So say you're buying a house for $100,000. Let's make it cheap, $20,000. One of the cheap junk houses we see all the time. $20,000 house, cash. They want to know where you came up with that cash at, Justin.
Paperwork, made the paperwork.
Where that money come from?
There still ain't no way to make it. You can put on paper whatever you want.
Where did 20,000 come from, Justin?
If somebody got cash, ain't no way to follow that stuff.
Where did they're gonna ask you where did 20,000?
You put it on paper that you sold it for a certain amount.
You got to come up with a story. Then they're gonna backtrack it. Now you're messing with the taxes. Now you're messing with the everything. It just makes a problem, I think.
They trying to make sure they getting a tax revenue in them tax coffers, and that's all it's about at the end of the day. That's why certain things are the way that they are, because it's about they trying to maximize how much money they can get into them to pay them politicians bills and all of that stuff. That's how they becoming millionaires, because we paying our taxes. That's all.
We just
And
want
make
to get
sure
your money.
no stone is left unturned.
That makes no sense, my man. I don't like it though. I just anything that slows up deals, create new friction, too many cooks in the kitchen. I don't like it. I say pass it on, especially if it's going to slow our closing time down. Because even here in St. Louis, like I said, I've closed deals in 5 or 6 days on the fastest. I think 5 days might have been the fastest. We put something on a Friday, and we close it the following Friday. I think that might be the fastest I've closed with the title company. Now, I've closed quicker stuff, outside of title company, but the go through title, pull it, and all of that stuff, 7 business days, 5 business days, 7 real days was the fastest I've ever done. But in some markets, they're like, oh, we can close in 3 days, in 2 days. And I'm like, damn, how y'all doing that?
Damn.
Well, I kind of know why ours take longer here. Do you know why, Justin?
Why?
Do you know why it takes longer to close in St. Louis?
No, why?
Because we got that thing called MSD, the Missouri Sewer District. They want to pull that sewer lien. Every house you buy got a sewer lien on it. Nobody pays their sewer bill in St. Louis or Missouri for that matter. So they want to have time to be able to pull that plus any other lien. So they have to go out and make sure there's, no liens, encumbrances, unpaid things on a property before transferring. So that's what we got on that. That's the mess, man. I don't like it. You can't make me like it, and that's my thing on that. So you said you had some deals trying to close this week, or they got delayed because of some paperwork. What happened there?
So the situation with that deal was basically that they needed the ex-wife to sign off on a quitclaim deed for the deceased, and it wasn't looking like they was gonna close because the woman basically went rogue and stuff. So after we said that, hey, we're gonna switch title companies, they went and took it to their attorneys, and their attorneys said, go ahead and push it through. So that probably held us up maybe another 3 weeks.
Dang. So their attorney approved it. And that's what it come down with this stuff. Having somebody else say yes to your opportunity. What you got.
That's what it should have been anyway, though, because if the woman's married, she's the next heir to the property and stuff. We shouldn't have to go through probate to figure that out.
Yeah.
If he was the only one on the deed, and he died with a widow and stuff, or it's like that's her house.
Right, for all intents and purposes. You are one. When you get married and put that ring on, you're not 2 anymore, you're 1. So yeah, that's good. Any other opportunities cooking this week?
So I just closed on my first I guess it's not my first tenant buyer. This is my largest tenant buyer by far. So they brought $12,000 to the table at $2,200 a month, and this is for my next door neighbor property. When I say I learned a couple of things or whatever, for whatever reason, I scheduled the tenant buyers and the owner of the property at the same time, and she was doing everything she could to possibly mess up a deal. Some people don't know.
Who was trying to mess up the deal?
Chin.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So some people don't know about closing, and she want to ask them all kind of questions at the closing table. They got $12,000. What are we talking about? Like, oh yeah, what you guys credit? How long you think before you buy the house? Oh my goodness. I said we're talking about that. Just talk about this.
So this was somebody else's property. You found a tenant buyer for them and installed them, and they put $12,000 down. So in a situation like that, I would have had that person that owned the house sign all the paperwork and just sent the paperwork. They would have never went to the closing.
Yeah.
There's really no reason for them to be there. There's really no reason for anybody to be there. The closing really is for the tenant buyer.
Right.
So they know that, hey, this is a lease with an option to buy. You're not buying it. This is not a mortgage. We don't tell you if you can or cannot qualify for a loan in the future. We don't know your credit worthiness. We're not making any promises to you, but you can lease this property with an option to buy for this period of time.
Yeah.
Close in front of that attorney, which, we don't really have to close in front of a real estate attorney or anything, but I always recommend doing it. And why is that, Justin?
Just in case it's challenged in the future.
That's right, because people get the amnesia. Hey, I gave you 12,000. That was I supposed to been buying this house. What you talking about? And we always refer back to your paperwork, and your paperwork makes the paperwork.
So I had a funny conversation with an agent or whatever, and basically I'm trying to give the tenant buyers the same play I gave my mom, which was connecting with the agent and loan officer, get them qualified, because this person actually wants to sell their property, so I want to help facilitate that so I can make more money on the back end transaction and stuff. So basically I had called her and she said, what was the purchase price on the property? And I was like, oh yeah, we had it set at 250. She's like, that house would never appraise for I say, that ain't none of my business though. The woman wanted to sell her house at 250. I got someone who agreed to buy the house at 250. Weird thing that happens after that is, up to negotiation.
Shoot, that person was good enough to get in that Florissant house up there. Shoot.
Yeah. They're gonna have to go through the qualification process, but I think they should qualify pretty quickly and stuff. So
I don't know, Justin. It's hard to get a loan these days for some people.
For some people, right? Entrepreneurs.
Yeah, you gotta have a regular job. That's really gonna help you. You gotta have filed taxes.
580
years.
And your debt to income ratio has to be at a certain number as well.
Debt to income ratio, credit score, time on the job, all of that stuff, all plays a factor in it.
Yep. So basically, I had them sign off on the 250. They agreed to the 250. It was on the market for 250, and that's what the owner wanted was 250. So when they go through the appraisal process and all of that stuff, I told her worst come to worst, if the house appraised for $180,000, and we'll get the owner to take a second lien position on the transaction or whatever to cash her out. And she said, I would never advise my clients to do anything like that.
Well, here's the thing, though. Most people don't ever go get loans after these lease options. I think it's less than 3%, something like that. Actually go do that thing. Not saying nobody does it, but damn near nobody does it.
Right.
So, we would hope that we want to put them on a good footing and help them accomplish what they're trying to do, but can't make a promise.
100%.
So if they pay $250, but they put $12,000 down, their real payoff will be what? $238 is what they would need to get financed for.
$238. Yeah.
$250 minus
only $10,000. That was $10,000 in the first month's rent. So $10,000 was the purchase. So they need to get qualified for at least $240.
$240. Okay. Well, there you go. That helps.
If they get qualified, I don't even know that at $2,200 a month, they might not even be under. They're not even gonna save money monthly at $250. They still gonna be. They probably gonna be higher really than 22.
Yeah, because taxes, insurance, all of that stuff have to be accounted for as well. It's all a numbers game, and this is why I like to exit on the lease option. It's cleaner. If I exit on a seller finance or exit on a contract for deed, I got to do the math, do the amortization schedule, figure out the taxes and the insurance and all of that. It makes a more paperwork. Like we just got to talk about more paperwork. The lease with the option to buy is cleaner. This is your monthly payment. You pay us, we pay the rest of that junk. We don't have to worry about it. And you're a tenant with an option to buy.
Let me ask you about this, about a performance thing, right? So let's say a tenant actually goes through and get qualified. Are we on the hook to perform as far as like fixing up the property? You know how the FHA stuff try to make you do things to do the sale and stuff?
Why would you be?
I don't know.
Exactly. There's no reason for you to be.
They got to get their stuff together too.
It's 100% on them. That's the beauty of all of this. We're passing 100% of everything over to them for the term of this lease. Do not treat me like Bank of America. Don't call me for nothing but payments when the payment on the way. So one of the tenant buyers I installed last month? Really the month before, just made his first payment. He paid in cash. So I was like, that was okay. Because he made it sound like it was a problem taking it to the bank. I didn't know what way he was paying. I usually have him pay on apartments.com for free. It doesn't cost anything to make your monthly payments on there. For them, it's easy. It's a digital paper trail and it keeps accounting. Or I can go in and manually type in, hey, this person paid cash, or they paid via money order, or they paid wherever. So it keeps a tracking of all the tenants and who's paying what, and it sends out emails and all of that stuff right in there for free. That's why I kind of like that. But for some reason, he didn't do that. He's like, he won't pay cash. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna come pick it up. So yeah, $18.50 cash. We're coming to get it. That's how I look at it. Make you feel better. So yeah, this is what we got when it comes to real estate. People are going to do what people are going to do. We just want to set up a good system. See, business and real estate in general is all about having a good system in place because things are going to happen. You have to have an answer for something before it happens. Like late payments. We know somebody's going to be late. What happens if you're late? If you're late, you pay a fee. If you're 6 days late, we turn in our paperwork to get an eviction started with the attorney. It's outlined. It's plain black and white. We don't have to wonder. Payments are due on the 28th, late on the 1st. Why are they due on the 28th, late on the 1st? Because these properties that have underlying mortgages, i.e. the one this guy just paid for yesterday, he was actually, he wasn't really trying to be a day late, but he was on the 28th. He didn't pay it on the 1st. So he wasn't even late because today is the 1st. Due on the 28th, late on the 1st. Today is the 1st. If you haven't paid by today, now we enact our late fees. And now if you don't pay within the next 6 days, that's when we will start our legal proceedings. If we haven't heard from you or you made some kind of payment arrangement or say something, I don't want to be looking for you. Everybody know you got to pay rent every month. Everybody know that. But when around Christmas time, people start acting like, oh, I forgot, I got to pay. Why people think they can live in a house for free, Justin? What's that about? They can just live in your house.
You said they got to live in the house for free, huh?
That's what people think. If they ain't paying their payment, they living for free.
You know, it blows me away when I actually go and see the people on the foreclosure list. I'm like, you didn't have to go. You didn't have to be in this situation if you were to just start making the payments after your people passed away. Like, you don't have to, you know, stop making the payments. It blows me away. They're like, oh my God, I don't know what's happening.
There ain't nobody paid.
We've been here for 7 months and they think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that blows me away. But you know, it is what it is. Everybody going through their own thing or whatever. So it's just opportunities for us to be able to help people. And we do help a lot of people and fix their situations and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. It creates a lot of opportunities for people. I felt good with, you know, that closing and stuff, putting those that husband and wife in there because, you know, everybody deserves to have a home. And if you got cash and you don't qualify for a mortgage, we got a house for you. And that's a beautiful program in itself. You know, how many truck drivers out here that don't qualify for a mortgage and stuff who make, you know, 6 figures a year? There's a lot of people out here who just need an opportunity.
Shoot, it's the business owners to me, because, you know, they be bringing in cash. Like this dude just paid cash yesterday. I think he be making a lot of side money. I don't ask people how they make their money and all that. You know, they put something on paper for, you know, for record keeping purposes, but how they really getting their money, I don't know.
Right.
Hope it ain't nothing illegal. Just don't put me in the middle of it. Because I don't know nothing. I'm going to turn you in. All right. So speaking of pre-foreclosures, I'm going to bring up a call that I just had on a seller. It was a one-time call. So basically, I found him on an estate or on the, what do you call it, pre-foreclosure list. And I called him up. So I want to see if we can do something to help him out. We're going to listen to this call and try to dissect some of the objections, how we handle some of the objections, things like that. And let's see what we got. Here we go. In this video, I'm going to call a cold call. I found this person on the pre-foreclosure list, meaning they have an auction coming up in a future date. This one was out quite a ways in May for some reason. We usually get about a 21-day or a little bit more notice here in St. Louis, Missouri. But for some reason, this one was all the way out in May as an auction date. But does that deter me from at least trying to reach out? So I pulled his information via Skip Trace at wokeskiptracing.com. I got the phone number, and the very first number I called answered, and this is what happened. Give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share if you care.
Hello.
Hey, Richard.
Who this?
This is Chris.
Chris?
Yes.
Okay, Chris who?
Yeah, I was calling to see if you were able to do anything about the house overall. They had your house coming up on a pre-foreclosure list. Were you able to? All right, I'm going to pause it right there. This is Chris. Chris who? I let him ask me, Chris who. This catch you off guard. And really my main reason for that pause to do that like that, because one, I want to make sure I got the right person. Hey, Richard. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, whoever. And they like, yeah, this Chris. They should know who Chris is. And if that is the person I'm looking for, well, who is this? Chris who? Oh, I was calling to see, have you done anything about that auction? So that's kind of how I got into this call, to break the ice. To get it stopped.
No, I'm working on that now, man.
Yeah, they got you set out for an auction date. I don't know if anybody told you. Sometimes people don't even know they're on the list, you know.
What's the date?
Let me go pull it up here.
I know it was coming up. I talked to somebody yesterday, and she had told me to call, the lawyer who owed it to get the date. She didn't have it, but I know it was coming up.
Yeah, it says under South Law PC, I guess. Is that who's the trustee?
Yeah, that's who she told me to call, yeah.
Are you planning on trying to keep the house, or are you going to sell it?
I'm probably just going to sell it, man. I'm off from work. I got injured, and I'm not able to afford that house right now, man, with being off from work.
Yeah. Ain't no reason to be trying to pay into a house if you can't afford it, right?
Yeah, I mean.
So, right out the gate, are you planning on trying to keep it, or are you planning on selling it? I need to know where you're at before I start going down a rabbit hole. But if you notice, he asked, what's the date of the auction? Am I going to tell them that information right then and there? Heck no. We want to keep them on the phone. If you know somebody's looking for some information, which is fine, and I'm going to tell them eventually, but I want to keep the conversation going. He says, hey, what's the date? You know what? Even though I'm looking right at the date, you know what? Let me look and see. But we're going to keep them on that phone. What do you plan on doing with the house? Selling it or trying to keep it? And now he's telling me about how he's planning on keeping it, or planning on selling it. My bad.
I'm steady, you know what I mean? For a minute, before I got hurt, I was swimming good. And then I got hurt, I was treading. Now I'm drowning.
Oh, no. We can't have you drowning. We got to throw you a life raft.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm barely breathing, bro.
Are you still living there or something, or somebody renting it?
No, I'm here now. I'm at the house now.
Okay. So if you were able to sell it, what would you try to do? What would be like the best?
I don't know. I'm trying to get a payoff amount, exactly what it is that they want, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And say on here you owe approximately $119, something like that. I don't know if that's counting.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, something like that. And so what are we trying to do? Just trying to get that plus a little bit to move with or something, or what's your plan?
Man, to tell you the truth, I haven't. This young lady was supposed to send me the comps, in the neighborhood, just to kind of get an idea of what, what's been going on around the in the area.
Yeah.
But she told me she was gonna send them yesterday. I never got them, so hopefully she'll send them today when she gets off from work.
Oh, what's that, a real estate agent or something?
Yeah, but I haven't signed with her. She was just a friend. I haven't signed with any agent or anything.
Oh, okay. So I'm a direct buyer. So we buy for cash and make it easy for you and work on your timeline, because I know moving and stuff is always difficult. If you did sell, would you have a place to go?
Oh, yeah, I'm okay on that. I'm about to have surgery again on my knee, so I'm going to be...
I'm going to pause there. So if you notice on the line of questioning, I'm asking, if you were to sell it, would you have a place to go? And these pictures that are going by, how the house looked when he first got it, it looks pretty much the same. It just got his stuff in there now. The house is beautiful, really, and I'll go into that in a little bit. But this property is move-in ready as it is. But as you see how I'm asking them questions, if you were to sell it, where would you go? Are you looking to sell it for what you owe on it? Things like that. I'm trying to gauge motivation, figure out where we can get in before we try to offer anything. Very important in sales. I see a lot of people want to sell people stuff, but they don't even know what the person wants. I want to know what you want first so I could sell you that back on a platter and make it easy to do a deal with me. Now, you notice he also said, oh, I'm waiting on a real estate agent. I'm waiting on this girl to get me back the comps. And this was his first objection, I guess we can say. He's saying, oh, yeah, I got to wait to get the comps back. And I'm thinking, like, you don't need no comps. You want to sell it for what you owe on it? And now we're going to roll that beautiful bean footage.
I'm going to be, incapacitated for about the next 3 or 4 months. I just had surgery, but man, my knee, I don't know if you're familiar with the tendon, the patella tendon that holds the kneecap in place.
Yeah, that little plate on top.
Exactly, that little tendon that runs through the kneecap. It's a groove in your kneecap that runs through, and then it attaches down low at the tibia, and then it attaches up top at the quad muscle. So
how did you mess all that up?
I do not know, man. It was an acute injury, not over one time period. But what I do have, I know I've been getting cortisone shots for years, and the cartilage in between my joints is gone.
Wow.
So I'm thinking the bone was probably jagged. You know how that bone gets jagged when they rub together with no cartilage in between them.
Mm-hmm.
So if you notice, he's telling me his life story. And how do we build rapport? We let a person talk, because what do they like to talk about the most? Themselves. He's talking about himself, talking about his injury, talking about a situation, and I'm allowing him to dump all that off on me. Yeah, how that happened? Wow. And he's explaining all this stuff. So now they feel like they know you more. Not just about the house. You want to talk about what's going on with them, their situation. How can you try to help them get in a better space?
And that's how a lot of people don't realize that's how you turn tendons and ligaments, because when you start moving and bending that knee, and that bone is jagged from rubbing against the other bone. It ain't supposed to be rubbing against the bone. It's supposed to be rubbing against cartilage.
Was you playing sports or something, or?
Well, no, I'm like I say, it's been over a period of time. I've been having problems with this knee for years. So I never knew that. I just figured it was still the same, chronic condition that I had been getting the cortisone shots and stuff like that. Well, when I went in one day, it had really swelled up, worse than normal. And they told me that I had torn, that the patella tendon was completely torn. So what they had to do was, and I had to go in. Then also, like I said, I ain't got cartilage in between my joints. But no orthopedic doctor wanted to do both of those surgeries together, because both of the surgeries are at least like 3 hours. Well, they don't want you under for no 6 hours unless it's a life and death situation, Ain't no orthopedic doctor trying to have you up under that long. Now, if it was life-threatening, heart, lungs, something, then that's something different. But a knee orthopedic doctor, nah. So they repaired the tendon. And then when I got done, they repaired the tendon. Now they told me I needed to try to build it up, get it strong, and then they're going to go back in and try to add cartilage in between the joints and smooth that bone out. And hopefully after that, I'll be, better. Like right now, man, I'm suffering. I can, some days I can barely walk.
That ain't good. Dang.
Man, it's been rough.
Over time, just regular wear and tear, huh?
Yeah, like I say, he didn't, and it's an injury that most basketball players had this injury a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you first said it.
Yeah, so it's because the nickname is Jumper's Knee. But I ain't played ball or been jumping in years. So
Back when we was young, huh?
Huh?
Say back when we was young.
Yeah, man, I ain't seen somebody throwing basketball right now. I probably think it's a soccer ball.
Wow. So if you notice, this guy don't know me from a can of paint. Remember, this is a cold call. And he going into all this, which, I let him go a little bit, but you don't want to let him go too far. This is what we would call probably close to like a yellow personality. You got to cut them off somewhere and say, hey, get back to the business. Because if not, they'll keep you on that thing and they'll keep you in the friend zone and you never won't get that paperwork signed.
Uh, yeah. So as far as the house here, I mean, what kind of condition is it? I mean, does it need a lot of work?
The
Or
house in good shape, man. I don't, man. The only thing the house needs is the kitchen floor. The tile in the floor is just a little square. It's not ceramic or anything. It's just the tiles. They look like linoleum, but it's actually what's these 12 by 24 squares,
yeah.
and it's got a few bad spots in it. I was gonna replace it, but
Just put a new
I
floor
can't.
on, basically.
Right, I can't be down on my knee. I can't even hardly bend my knee. Try to be down on that floor for hours trying to do some time. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So
What
it
about
needs
the
tiling.
system? Is the HVAC and all that stuff working good?
All that stuff is it was installed in 18. New air conditioner, a central unit outside, air coil inside new, water heater 2018, roof 2018. New gas stove 18, refrigerator 18, new dish.
So as you see, this house has been updated basically all the way done in 2018, which is what, 6 years ago, 8 years ago, 8 years ago. New roof, new furnace, new everything, all done. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing where you're talking about wholesaling properties, because as you most know, so-called cash buyers are always looking for something to fix on. They want something to add value through doing rehab, fixing up something, putting in something new, painting, carpeting, work. But this house don't really need any work.
Dishwasher. It's got a complete Frigidaire, refrigerator, dishwasher, stove, microwave. That's stainless steel, blackened stainless, and it's all Frigidaire. Like I said, it was all brand new when I got her in 18.
Oh, okay.
So
And
the kitchen's in good shape. Like I said, it's been remodeled. I can send you a picture if you want, or you can come by if you get a chance. Up to you. So.
yeah. I live not too far from you. I'm actually one of your neighbors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm up in the area too. And so, I mean, like in a perfect scenario, I mean, how would you like to play out for this all to play out? I mean, what would it take for you to be able to?
I just don't want it to go up in foreclosure, because I know when they go on foreclosure, no matter how much money they get for it, they're gonna still stick you with all type of fines and everything. Huh?
Yeah, they give you fees and all type of stuff.
You breaking up? I can't hear you at all.
I said they charge you all type of legal fees and everything. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said they charge you legal fees and all type of stuff.
Exactly. See, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. It's not. I'm to the point where I am not. As far as trying to make a profit, I'm not even. I just want to break it. I just want to get away, get from up under it. So once I get healthy, I can start building my credit back up without having.
My boy said my favorite words. I like to get from up under it. Come on. When they say I want to get from up under it, what that mean, Justin? Do that mean highly motivated or what?
Those are my favorite words. You know what? I had to learn something, right? I was telling Jimmy this. You have to actively listen to a person, right? Like when they say those words, we don't even have to even say. That's why I was telling him, like, you can get into a place where you don't have to even say you're willing to sell it for what you owe on it. He's already articulated that. So I might not even have to say, okay, so we can get it all done, get you from under this thing. You ready to go? Yes. They don't care what the contract say. But you got to listen to people. I noticed that active listening skills is a active listening is a skill, and I don't think we're starting to train people. I'm starting to see that everybody don't have the skill, but you have to develop it. Just like anything, you have to. Okay, what is this person saying, and what do they mean when they say these words?
I want to get from up under it. Oh, you mean you're really ready to go? You finna sign today. You tell me that.
So we get you done in 10 days. You ready to go? Okay, great. I'm gonna send the agreement over to your email. What's your email?
Get her done.
We don't need no agent, no fees, no none of that.
Right. So we're still uncovering some of his situation at this point. So let's see what he's talking about.
This is a cash deal?
This is a cash deal. It's under contract already, ready to go.
Why you don't keep this?
I might.
Oh, okay. You okay, good.
All that stuff hanging over my head. So
basically, if we were to buy for say around 120, that would clear the loan and help you get started over.
Yeah, like I say, I can call and get the exact amount.
Well, yeah. So basically, how our process works, when we agree on a price, we send that over. We get a agreement in place. We send that to title, and they pull the actual payoff and any liens or anything. And so
Okay,
if there's something on there, we
but
would basically.
but Chris, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I've been through this before, so but it's been a while, so I don't want to tell you nothing that's, you know what I mean? I mean, you know it's going to foreclosure, but I don't know how to, as far as the lawyer. I have talked to him twice, but it's been a while since I talked to him. Okay. See, a couple years ago, I was in trouble with the house, but my credit was still real good, so I got a you know, like a what do they call it? Like it was right around COVID, and a lot of people had fell behind or whatnot, was off from work, so I was able to get like a little influx, like a home equity loan or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And that way I was able to, you know, get back current on the payments or whatever. But like I said, then came the injury, and I haven't been off since like 23. So
How much was that loan that they gave you to get it caught up?
it was like $20-something thousand. You know, that's why it's putting it at around 120, because I had only at one time, I remember I only owed like 94, 93 on it.
Yeah, I
But
see it
then,
on here. It say you owed 96,000, and then something else
right,
happened, second mortgage.
exactly. I took the little influx of money to get back on track, and it was like $20-something thousand.
All right, so that's another objection. Hey, I don't want to tell you how much I owe because I got to call a lawyer and see how much I owe and what it's going to cost and all of that. So I'm going to immediately remove that. We're going to do that for you. I don't want you doing anything but preparing yourself to get up out this house. That's the only worry you got, and that ain't even a worry with this situation, as you'll find out as we go deeper into this call. This person, there was an objection. Hey, I'm telling you, I owe about 120, something like that. And I'm looking at it online, by the way. So he did get some kind of financial assistance. I don't know if it was a silent second put on the back of the loan or something like that back during COVID or back in 2020 or 2021. And so I see it, and it added up that number plus that number to get up to that 118, 119 number. So that's why I already knew that before he told me, but I wanted to put him at ease before just letting him, oh, wait a minute, I got to go check with the lawyer and see. Because I've had that objection from many people before. Oh, let me go check with the attorney. Oh, let me go check with my real estate agent. Let me go check. No, you need to check nothing. You checking with me. I got you. I'm the one. What you think about that, Justin?
So question. So when you got a person who is a second lien position recorded on the internet if they do it after closing?
I don't know why not. It's a lien. It's recorded on public record. Sure.
So we should still pull. They still pulling it.
Yeah, I saw it on there.
That's interesting.
So it depends on what type of thing he did. He might have did a home equity line of credit. I don't know what he did, but I did see that he had 2 mortgages. So I knew that before I even got on the phone with him. I wasn't worried about that because it added him up already and said he owed about 118, 119, something like that. So, this is just an objection, which we're not going to allow it to stop us from moving forward. But we need to first ask the right question so we can identify all of his concerns so we can overcome them before the closing. See, I could just go for the close right now, but that would be too hot. I'm trying to figure out what are you worried about so I can make sure I address that before I close you. That's a lot of closers want to close too quick. I don't want to close quick. I want to close at the right pace, slow and steady.
And like I wasn't even really trying to make a profit. I was basically just trying to stay afloat until I got my knee back right,
Yeah.
But things didn't work out as planned. I planned on having a knee surgery and, rehab and be back to work within 6 months. Well, I've been off since December of 23. So
you've been
best laid plans, it didn't work out like I thought. So, and now I'm preparing to have another surgery. That's why I'm trying to go ahead and get all this done, put my things in storage, and I am going to have surgery on his knee and, let him.
When is the surgery?
I haven't said it yet. That's why I say I'm trying to get everything done. I want the house and all that done because, once I have surgery, I'm not going to be wanting to move stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be able to move,
Right. So let's do this. So like I said, they'll get a payoff. That's not a problem. And if they're, if it is off a little bit, we'll adjust it. That's not a big deal. I just want to try to get you started over so you can get what you want done versus basically get your, surgery scheduled and everything.
Okay.
So,
what you say your name, Chris, right? How you say you're in Florida?
Yeah, I'm not too far from you.
Well, I say to you, I'm here now, man. If you ain't doing it, you can come see the house now if you like.
Oh, okay. I could probably make it over there. Let's see, what time is it? 1. How's around 2:30?
That's good. I'll be here.
Another gauging of motivation. I'm here at the house now. Won't you come on by? Sure, I'll come on by. But before we go by, guess what I'm going to do, Justin? Paperwork, baby. I like to be under contract before going to see houses and doing a bunch of work on these people because they might flake out or, I'm talking to another guy. And I found out once I got to his house, he was talking to another guy. Somebody had knocked on his door. But evidently that wasn't a closer and they couldn't close the deal and they fell for whatever things he threw at them and they wasn't able to get the deal done. What they do?
All right. And what's the best email address for you?
Okay. Hayes Richard is.
Okay.
Springtime or something like that. They put yours out real early. They don't normally put them out this early. They put it out
What you mean?
I think April or May. I'm trying to pull it back up. But we'll have it all wrapped up way before that time. Because, why it's sitting and no payments are being made is hitting your credit.
Exactly. You say they don't usually put them out this early. You lost me. I don't.
So typically when there's a pre-foreclosure, the state of Missouri has to put it out 21 days or more from the auction. For some reason, they put yours out way or more. Usually we get people 3 weeks out. Yours is like almost 3 months out.
Oh, and so what happened? They made a mistake. They sent me a thing one day, and somehow they had the address. They had filed a court proceeding, and there was an error in the address.
Oh.
So something legal had happened, and they sent me a notice of it. And I think they had something wrong in the paperwork, so they had to amend it, and they went back to court, and see that took like a month. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
there's probably something going on. That's probably why they stretched it out so far so that they can get it prepared before that.
Yeah,
time.
that's what I'm thinking, that it had something to do with that, because I remember I got the proceeding in the mail saying that, you know how they filed the little addendum or amendment saying that it was just a harmless error, and the actual address is 575 and.
So yeah, this particular thing he's talking about now is, like I said, the auction usually about 3 weeks or something out. Normally, when we see a pre-foreclosure coming up with an auction date, but his came out like 69 days out from the auction date. So I was like, wow, how do we do that? From February all the way to May is when your auction is. Let's call him up. So I cold called him immediately, and I was only the second person to reach him, but I was able to get him under contract. So what are your thoughts about this so far, Justin? Anything?
I think it's going beautiful. I don't I wouldn't have, talked about how far away his foreclosure is, but I guess your prerogative on that.
What you mean?
You just kind of went into this whole bit about how they put it out so early and stuff. And I mean, you did reassure him that we could get it done sooner than that, but I felt like with you going into it, you could have brought a objection to the table where he's like, now he's stalling out, or I have so much time. I have another 3 months, especially if mentally he's not ready to make an exit. It sounds like he is, but it just, I just want to overemphasized on the fact that he has 3 months.
Yeah, so the thing is, he asked me that originally, and he asked again somewhere in that conversation. So I didn't really want to just dodge his question and not answer him. I mean, I'm not going to lie to him and like, oh, yeah, you got to be out of there by next week. I'm not going to, fluff it up or anything like that. I try to be, transparent as possible and, answer his questions, because that's what made him trust me more. You know what I mean? That other dude didn't close him, evidently, or didn't get the job done because for whatever reason, they wasn't knowledgeable enough or wasn't able to articulate, hey, this is what's going on. Your auction is in May. He said, hey, I want to be done by April. I don't think we got to that part yet. he told me when he wanted to be out of there. So, you know, plus he's already gave us multiple touch points of he's motivated. I want to get from under it, all that type of talk. So I don't think there's a way to really mess this deal up. I mean, I guess you can, but when somebody that motivated, I'm going to try hard to mess this one up.
They did all that, and then not too long ago, I got a notice from the sheriff, but it didn't have a date.
Yours, okay, I see it now. It says May 7th.
Okay, that's the actual date of sale.
Yeah, and it say your trustee is Douglas Hick, and I think he's with South Law PC.
Right. I know South Law PC is the people who are handling it.
So I mean, so if we were able to get everything, you know, worked out here, I mean, how soon would you like to close?
What is this? February? What's the date? 25th?
26th of February.
26th. So you say May the 7th is the sale day. So I don't want to cut it too close. I would look to be I would look to try to be out of here at least 30 days before the sale date.
Okay.
Is that cutting it close?
So
that's pretty good, right?
So the good thing, we can close on your timeline. That's the beauty of dealing with us. We try to work with you. That's why I like to ask, when would you like to close? Because if you need to close in 2 weeks, we can do it. If you want to close in, 30 days or something, we can do that as well. So we work on your side.
I don't want to wait till the last minute, so I would at least like to be April the 7th. I would like it to be done, that way I have 30 days, and then I can kind of, if I know I'm closing on April 7th, I can tell the doctor, hey, set me up anytime after, April.
So as you see, he picked his closing date. I didn't tell him when we're going to close. I asked him, when would you like to close? And my thing is really, I'm just getting this information so I can add it to the purchase agreement. Closing on or before this date. That's the biggest thing. I just want to know, what would you like to happen, regardless of the situation, and what would you like to happen? And we're going to give him that. He says he wants to close on April 7th. We close on April 7th or sooner. So we're under contract now. If he can get out sooner rather than later, close it. If we need another week, we can close after that. I want to be flexible because that's where we're selling these people. When we're talking about wholesaling or we're talking about direct to seller marketing, we need to understand what they want to happen and help them make that happen versus us pushing on them. Hey, I can close in 7 days, man. I can close next week. They don't want to hear that. We want to give them what they're asking for. Very important.
April the 7th, the latter part of April, early part of May, so I can go ahead and get the surgery out of the way,
Yeah. All right. Are you having to pay for that surgery too, or there's some insurance going to cover it?
No, I got insurance.
Oh, okay. Because I know that's expensive.
Yeah, man. My job had I had insurance with my job. I'm a construction worker. I'm a plumber, so I had insurance through the job.
By the way, the reason I'm even doing all this talking with him, guess what I'm doing? I'm drawing up the contract. I needed that date so I can put that in and fill in all the information and got all this stuff going so I can get him to sign that contract while we're on the phone, which is a whole nother hassle we ain't even got to yet.
And it covered everything on the first surgery. I think I ended up maybe paying $100 and something bucks along with it for the MRI, but it wasn't bad. So that didn't really, put me in too much trouble. Well, then when my employer insurance ran out, she called me and let me know they sent those papers. I don't know if you ever heard that COBRA continuation.
Yeah, I think I heard something like that before.
So the COBRA continuation, that was the insurance that I had through the job. If I wanted to continue it through COBRA, it would have been $1,400 a month.
Oh, wow.
I said, what? You got to be kidding. But, at first, after my hours run, you get to a point where your hours run out. So then I was paying for it, but it was $200 a month. So for the last year, I just been paying $200 a month. Well, as of January 1st, that was over. So I went and got in the marketplace, and got insurance through there.
Okay.
And by me being off from work,
That's good. At least you don't have to pay for it out of pocket.
Yeah, and see, by me being, a lot of people don't know that even if it's not an open enrollment, if you have what they call a qualifying event, it doesn't matter what time of year, they have to open it up for you. So by my job's insurance running out, that was a qualifying event,
Oh, so if they stop your insurance.
What's going on, Ray? You there? I didn't know if you were trying to say something. I saw you had unmuted. Ray? No? All right.
On the other one, you can use that to get new insurance.
Exactly. So if you have job insurance and then it runs out or whatever, and even if it's it's the enrollment period for the Marketplace, Affordable Care Act, the Obamacare or whatever is closed, they have to allow you a waiver because you had a qualifying event. And there's a lot of people that don't know. I didn't know. I had to read up on any,
What's going on, Ray? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you got it cooking. You can hear the call and everything?
Yeah, it went out for a minute. That's why I logged out and back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know this technology does what it wants. What do you think about it so far? What you've heard?
Yeah, very smooth. You're getting right down to the basics, and you also covering all the key points.
For sure. All right, let's finish her up.
Because I've never been hurt. I've never been injured. I've never been off.
Yeah.
So now I am.
It comes important all of a sudden then, huh? Once we got
exactly. I used to get some little books about the supplemental income and temporary. I throw that stuff in the trash. Now, voraciously read.
Future cash.
Fine, review document. Hello, Richard. Yep, I got it.
Yeah,
so I asked him, did he get the purchase agreement? I sped it up a little bit because he talks a lot, as you can tell. He's asking about, I drew up the DocuSign or the purchase agreement, and I sent it to him, and I asked him, did you get it? So this is where we're at this point.
On there and DocuSign it. So once that's completed, what we'll do is we'll turn that into title, and they'll go ahead and do what's called open escrow. They'll get a payoff from the lender. So we'll know exactly what all the numbers are way before time. And then we'll go ahead and get the process started. And you'll know exactly the date that we'll be closing on April 7th, if not sooner. And we'll get you straightened out there pretty easy.
Okay, you say April the 7th is not sooner.
It's not sooner. Because sometimes you might, if you want to close sooner or need to change the date or something, we're flexible on that. Like I said, we close on a day that works for you, just in case you get done sooner.
Oh, okay. Does it have to be like the first of the month or something?
No. We close on the day you want.
Okay, because I know they were saying something about they usually try to close like around the first. That way it doesn't accrue interest or something like that for those days or something.
Yeah, that's the thing. So they charge by the day. So the sooner we close, the less money it'll be to pay it off.
That's what I thought. So
yeah.
All right. I don't see. Let's see. So I'm seeing the pay, but I don't see the payoff amount.
So he did what you said, Justin. He basically I got an objection raised, which is fine. I want him to raise all his objections now. So I know we can handle whatever he got coming up. I usually want to make sure sellers are fully understanding what's going on as far as, hey, this is our process. 1, you get under contract. 2, we turn it into title. 3, we come out and check out the property. 4, we close on the day you're ready. We make it succinct like that so they understand this is our process, not the process you want. Not come on out to look at the house first and all of that stuff. Because some people might hold you to that, like, hey, I need you to see the house. You can't buy a house you never seen and all that stuff. But you see, we didn't really get to that point.
Yeah, I feel like these wholesalers be saying anything to these people, and we always got to go back and correct. They just say whatever comes to their mind. It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, we like to close on the first because the first is. What are you telling these people for what? Like, that's why they don't close deals, man. That's why they drowning. And we just
why you see why I did this the way I did it. That's why I had to ask them, when would you like to close? Even though it raised an objection, ain't it better to close on the first? It could be, yeah. It's less money.
That's what I was telling Ray earlier this week. I'm like, man, we're gonna eat up their lunch. We just eating their lunch because they don't know what they doing. They just saying whatever, and you working with them, and that's why you're gonna work with you over everybody. So these guys, man, we about to get them PIL 2026.
It's a skill set. So, these people are wanting what they're wanting. I'm just trying to give them what they're asking for on a platter. That's the easiest close you're going to do. You want cheese on that burger? Give them some damn cheese on that burger.
Yeah, it should be right there at the top. Let me see here.
So now we're going through
DocuSign
technical
to
difficulties. It
me.
sounds
It
like.
say, oh, okay, review document. I need to open it up, I guess.
Yeah, open that document. It should say on there, closing on or before 7 April 2026.
Okay, from
Like I said, we're flexible on that. If you need, a little sooner, we can do that. If we can get you situated prior to that time.
St. Louis cash buyer.
Yep.
Hmm.
And we got our
And
just
continue.
official those pages.
Other options.
And this is a 12-page contract, by
Still
the
not
way.
seeing the price.
It should be at the top. I'm sorry. The price should be right there at let's see, 1.5 purchase price, like the first page. Do you see that?
You talking about when I open it up where it says review document, it should be the first page then, you mean?
Yes, you hit that orange button, I believe, and then it should open up.
Required action.
Yeah, I can slow.
Okay, this is a one purchase agreement to sell your house at 575 Ryan. That's all it says.
It should open up inside of an actual, like a PDF, I guess, or some type of thing inside of DocuSign.
And it says other options. Finish later, decline to sign, session information. Okay. So you want me to go ahead and sign it, but I don't have the actual payoff amount yet.
Yeah, we'll get that straightened out. That's not a problem, because if you're selling it for what you owe on it, we're not going to go, any lower or any, we're not going to have it where you have to owe money to them or anything. We're buying it for the loan balance. But my goal, to be honest with you, Richard, I want to put a little bit of money in your pocket, to be honest with you, to help you with moving and stuff like that. Because they say you owe 118 on here, so that's probably a little bit more than what that is to pay off.
Yeah, I think it is. Because I remember her telling me something, but she didn't give me she said I needed to call the lawyer is what she told me.
Yeah, we do all of that in-house. So we have the title company call and get the payoffs and any liens, any sewer liens, because every house we have has an MSD bill on it. So we buy a lot of houses in St. Louis, so we go through this over and over and over again. So we just have the title go pull all of that, so you don't have to be worried about it.
Right. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that's just verbal to me,
Yeah, that's why we put it on the contract, so purchase price.
You try to squirm away, just
like I say, I don't see it, man. Just you say you're coming through, so.
Yeah, I can help you get to it when I get over there.
Okay, yeah. Like I say, I got it opened up, and it's showing me, how I opened a review document, and it's still not showing. I'm not and then when I open it up, man, for some reason when I open it up, it's saying apps it then went to another language somehow.
It should just hit that orange button, and I think there's a check mark at the top to say I'm agreeing.
But I don't even see no orange button is what I'm saying. When it says review and sign, I'm not even seeing an orange button up here.
Are you on the email that it came from? You might have to start over or something. I don't know. Let me see.
For some reason, I've been noticing this. For some reason, my language, like right now, the whole message is in Spanish.
Oh, wow. You got your phone set to Espanol?
But it wasn't at first. It was showing me in English, and now it clicked over to Spanish, and I noticed it did that before on me.
What's that, an iPhone or something?
It's Android.
Yeah, I didn't know they switched the
languages. Now the whole thing is in switched to okay, now it's back to English, man. And like I said, this ain't the first time it did this. When I hit the back button and went back, then it jumped back on the English screen.
They
But
thought
every
you
time I
were
hit
Spanish.
review and continue, it's taking me to Hispaniola.
Oh wow. Luckily,
Okay,
you
hold
know.
on. Here we go. Consumer disclosure, paper copies.
Boy, he make it hard.
That's real. I agree to use the electronic or this one purchase agreement to sell your home. Man, I don't know.
He getting discouraged now.
Yeah, once it comes up in English, it should be. I never seen it do Spanish before.
Yeah, no, it's my phone because like I say, I was on it one other day and I was trying to do something and it jumped languages on me.
Wow, it's gonna make you learn 2 languages.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it's this little razor. I don't like these phones. I'm gonna get it. I
That's
usually
a flip phone.
yeah, exactly.
That's the same phone.
The razor. Oh, we got.
Yeah.
I hate this phone.
Everybody asks me, is that a phone? Because it folds in half.
Yeah, I hate these little phones, man. I got this. My other phone was on the blink, and I was up at and the guy. He had his little phone for like 70 something. But I said, man, just give me that one there, because I needed something quick. And,
Right.
and I had ordered a phone. I like the S series phone, the S24, and I think it's an S24 or something like that. The Samsung phone, and I had ordered one off the internet, and I got it, and they kept saying that it's an open phone. No, it could only be set up with one company. It had to be set up with T-Mobile.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know how some phones are locked to a certain carrier.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's more than that. I do. I think it was 120 something.
Well, I'll put on that loan balance now too, so it'll cover it either way. I'll put on the contract 120 or loan balance, whatever.
120 purchase price or loan balance.
Okay. So when they okay, so like say when they're on foreclosure like that, so so basically you go and deal with the lawyers, the attorneys that's handling it. They don't never try to, because somebody was telling me sometimes if you wait too long or whatever, they won't even accept a payoff amount or something. But I mean, it didn't make no sense to me, because money is money. If they can get their money from David, what difference does it make if it come from David or Derek? Or Derek.
Yeah, that's why we have a whole team to deal with that, so we don't even worry about it. We'll get in contact with them, get whatever payoffs needed. The title company will get that, and then we'll basically send them whatever amount they say to send them.
Yeah, I never understood that part. So.
Yeah, that's why I let the professionals do what they do versus trying to guess at it, because these people can get tricky.
Oh man.
All right, let's see here. Sent. So it should show on there now. Did it let you initial the pages and stuff?
Okay, so wait a minute now. So you need me to initial all? You trying to get me to initial all this before you come see the property? Is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we always put them under contract before we spend a lot of time on it, because like I said, I'm going to work with you and get all this resolved. So that's why we get it under contract first. That's company policy. Then we come out, check out the property. I mean, you already told me it just needs a little bit on the floor. That's not a problem. And then we turn in
the kitchen floor. The kitchen floor and the basement leaks.
Yeah. Okay. I'll check it out when I get there. That's not a problem.
He's throwing
another thing. He said
a basement leaks a little bit.
Is it like major leaking, or is it just?
He said a basement leaks a little bit. I went over there. I seen it. It looked like something trickles in the corner. Probably needs a sump pump. But like I say, the house is livable, and I don't see anything really wrong with it depending on the purpose. Now, this house could be bought cash, as you asked earlier, Justin. Yes, this house can be wholesaled or assigned to another end buyer for a fee, or I can close on it myself, cash, or I can go the way I love to go, is go creative and take over the house subject to. I haven't thrown that at them, but that is an option as well if we had to do that. So all of those options there. We only got a few minutes left. Get this wrapped up.
It's like a little bit.
No, it's just a little bit, little bar that comes over in the corner.
Yeah, it might need a pump or something put in there.
And to tell you the truth, I was gonna put the sump pump in until I got my knee, and I was gonna have guy break the floor up for me. But guy, no, he was gonna break the floor, and I was gonna run the piping.
Oh yeah, because you do that type of work. You're a plumber. I forgot.
I did my mom's house, I guess about a year and a half ago. She kept saying she was smelling sewer gas, sewer gas. I'm like, I don't smell anything. In which I don't. My nose is terrible. But my mom, she over there like a wild animal. Her nose so good, she can smell trouble coming. So I ain't working, man. My mom smelled everything. Well, I mean, one day I had been smoking, and way earlier that day, she said, "Mom, you smell like marijuana." I'm like, yeah, what's wrong? It's 5 in the evening. She got a hawk on her nose. So I did hers, and when I opened up the floor, the kitchen pipe was busted underground. I said, well, you was right. That's why you've been smelling sewer gas. So I told you something's wrong. The whole kitchen stack up on the ground had busted. So basically the kitchen sink had been just dumping in the ground probably for years.
Oh wow.
So now she got it done. She don't complain no more.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can get the sump up put in and stuff. At least that'll save you the energy of having to deal with that, especially with your knee.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. My knee right now is killing me. Okay, I'm trying to hey man, let me what number are you at, man? Let me try to do this when I'm off the phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna text you right after this call here. That's what I'll do. I'll just text you my direct number and all my information so you'll have it. And
okay.
Then, you can just call me right back.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to sign these documents.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
All right, thank you.
So, yep, after all of that, we were able to actually go to the property, see the property, check it out. Condition was great. Didn't need anything. Just exactly what he said. Looked pretty much move-in ready. It's actually rent ready. Kind of scary. Find a house really don't need any work. But we got him under contract on one call, one visit, belly to belly with the seller. If you like this video, give this a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. And yeah, tell me what you think about it. Would you have approached this call the same way like I did? Or would you have done something totally different? Remember, this was a cold call. The guy never knew me from a can of paint, but he loved to talk. So guess what I did? I let him talk. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me. There you have it, Justin. And we got him under contract now. What are your thoughts on that guy? You think he's good to go?
You know, I'd be interested to see if he performed. You know,
well, he did sign a contract. We're under contract. I had to go. So he's kind of technically inclined. Is that the right way to put it? He basically needed help with the digital part. On his phone, it was a big old white strip down the middle. So like he couldn't even see on his phone. I'm like, what the hell? So I went over there and, walked the house, took pictures of it, stuff like that. Saw what it looked like on the inside. Looks good. We just got a lot of tools and stuff, but the house doesn't need anything, really.
Long balance only. All I know is long balance.
Long balance, baby. So, yeah, we got it under contract. I haven't turned it in the title yet because I haven't decided if I'm going to sell it, assign it, or what I'm going to do with it yet. And I actually got a cash offer on it already, but I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking I can get something close to like 140 for it, maybe, because the ARV I think is like 190 to 200.
What do you owe on it?
Huh?
What do you owe on it?
120.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking I could sell it for like 140, but we'll see. If we get somewhere around that, close to that 138, 140, we sell it, move it on. So I think it's going to be a good opportunity. Or I can close on it myself, which, do I want to close on it? Only if it's creative. Because that's the only way Art would buy it. That's what he told me. He said, the only way I buy is if it's creative. Right, Art? He's like, huh? How you get me on that? So this is the way we do it. We get them under contract the first day, if we can. So I got that guy under contract, and I got another house under contract here. I got 4 deals under contract here in the last 5 days. Is that too many? One in Jefferson County, one in and that's a cash deal. That one right there in Florissant, that's a cash deal. I got the creative deal or the sub 2 deal in Florissant. Just got that under contract today. It's a handyman special. Somebody can live in it, but they need to clean it up and stuff. You know, it's not cute like that house. That house don't need nothing. This other house over here need a good cleaning. It's vacant already and stuff, so that helps. And then the other property, I got another house under contract, I think too. I don't even remember. I'm gonna get another little board and bring it in here too, because I got one in my office, but I think we got 4 deals on the board right now. So that's how we cooking coming into March of 2026. What's going on, Art? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Chris. How you doing?
Another sunny day. Well, it's kind of raining right now. You said rain tonight in St. Louis, even though we've been having 70-degree weather. Were you able to hear the call and stuff like that, or you just got
on? I'm just getting on right now.
Okay, cool. So yeah, so just a little recap. We talked about in the beginning the FinCEN rule, the financial crimes enforcement for people going into buying houses cash. They basically got a new rule that took effect today, March 1st. If any deals closing cash with a trust, LLC, or anything like that, they want to dig in and ask a bunch of questions. And it's really not anything for us per se, but it's more paperwork and problems for the title company. And so basically they won't be closing deals in a week. You know, they might need 2-3 weeks. I don't know. From what I hear. So we'll see. There might just be something for now. What you think, Art?
Can you hear me right now? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
I just wanted to share one thing that I seen online about this was an attorney saying she been closing deals in a way that is compliant with FinCEN since 1991. Just passing along what I've read. She said one exception to the FinCEN is if the beneficiary is the same as the grantor. So she said what she does is she basically deeds the property to the trust with the seller as the beneficiary, and then after they close, she'll do the assignment.
Sound like what I said earlier, don't it, Justin? That's the way I thought about not necessarily getting around it, but being compliant is the proper way to put that. So yeah,
being compliant.
That's actually the way you're supposed to close these deals anyway, to be honest. You're supposed to transfer it from the seller to the trust with the beneficiary of the trust being the seller, and then assigning the beneficial interest from the seller to your entity, whether that's an LLC or whether that's to your personal seller. So yeah, that's the proper way you should be closing these anyway. But you know, do everybody do that? Probably not. Anything interesting you do this week, Art? Any good deals cooking? Uh-oh, he froze up. He made so much money, he cheesing on him. Too many deals. Yeah, he probably got, I'm going to push him off there and bring him back in. There we go.
Yeah, that's funny.
What about you, Ray? You got anything cooking over there, Ray? I know you always got something on the plate.
No, not as of yet.
Well, why not, Ray? We got to get you some leads generated so we can get you some deals.
Yep, that's exactly what I'm on this week. You know, I've been focusing on the, lending aspect, but yeah, I definitely want to get some deals on the table.
Because there's people out here that need your help right now.
Yeah, I believe you.
So if you were to buy a house, where would you want to buy one at?
South City.
What zip code you like?
63118.
I got a house over there right now. Hold on, let me see here. Share this screen instead and put it back on the screen. And you say 63118?
Yep.
I think somebody sent me a deal in my email or something like that. So let's see. Auction.com. Let's fix this here. Let's make that within 5 miles. Oh, that's bank on. All 3 of them are bank on. Let me change this. Filter. You can buy it from the bank, but I'd rather buy it from the seller. We're going to put foreclosed home.
Yeah, I already knocked on that house.
What happened?
Nothing. I don't know what's going on with that. I think a flipper is making some mistakes on it, something like that. I tried to. It's weird. It was hard to track down.
Which one you knock on?
The house is vacant. It's a
I
flipper.
mean, which house you talking about? I'm sorry.
The one who was just up on the left on the top right side.
Oh, this one here.
It was on the south. No, it was on the south side.
Oh, okay. Well, here's one in 63116. You like that area, right? It look like a duplex.
I love duplex. Multi-family is where it's at.
He got it's either a duplex or it might be. It look like it got 3 doors. Hold on, I might be lying. Hold up. Share this. It got 3 doors on the front, so it's a triplex or something. 1, 2, 3. Like he got 3 doors. So there's your one right there. March 12th is the auction. You got 11 days to figure it out. Knock on that door or skip trace and cold call. It say 4 baths, so it might be a 4 family. I don't know, but it got 3 front doors. You know, some of these houses in the city are kind of funky. They might have 3 front doors and a side door, 3 front doors and a back door to get to the other unit, or some old silly stuff. Like, what the heck? But this person is literally going to foreclosure. You should get with this person.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
That's an opportunity right there. They need your help. That's one. And if I come back over here, we got another one on 63139, which is actually a better zip code, because you see what they even tell you what the opening bid is, 300,000. That tell you right there, these ain't no junk houses.
Right.
Better zip code 63139. That's like that Northampton, something like that. Yeah, like like below the zoo over there, 44 in Hampton area.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even have a photo. This is a good house here, I'm sure. And usually when you see the opening bid, that's what their payoff is. So they owe about that much on this house. And they saying the value is about 374. So they got a little bit of equity, but not a lot. But it might be a perfect opportunity for a creative deal. You like creative deals?
Yeah. I'm creative.
Get creative and innovative. So yeah, I mean, that's another one right there. This person got an auction on March 10th. 9 days to figure it out. 8 days, really. 8 days in a wake up. 8 days in a wake up. So yeah, that's what we got there. So I would be trying to reach out to them. And these are just the ones I'm looking at quickly. I am not even digging. Here's another one in 6. Did you say 63116 begin with? Oh no, you said 18. 18.
South side area codes, you know.
Oh, okay, here's another one. 12 days out. Look like a nice little house there. All these, well, I don't say all. That's in Lee May. Oh, hold on, let me switch this. Share this tab instead. I'm looking at the wrong thing. This thing don't like to switch tabs like I wanted to. So you got this little house here on South 38th Street over there on the dark side, or used to be, or well, I guess there's, let me see, where is this at? 4200 block. So that's down there close to off Merrimack. So this is like Dutchtown. And then you got that one. Then you got a unit that looks like somebody condo. You like condos? I don't really like condos.
Yeah, I like condos.
I don't like them HOAs. And I don't know what this is, a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and this is going to be auctioned off, look like on Tuesday. So, but sometimes you can stop these auctions for these people if they're ready to move. So, and then you go into Illinois, you got more. So there's opportunities. You like the South Side though. That could be all you. What zip code you like, Justin? Justin, don't tell me your zip code. Everybody gonna see your addresses.
Yeah, I don't know. I like every zip code. I'm
like St. Charles.
Cash for keys guy, St. Louis. That's what I am.
You need to go out here to St. Charles County. This is where the money is. Stop playing.
That's where I need to go.
You see where it say 400,000
out there. Them agents be rushing out there.
The agents, I ain't worried about no agent. It's 17 days away from an auction. This dude need to sell. Look at this house. Shoot, 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2,700 square feet. That's a big house. March 18. I want to see if this thing is actually on the market. Let me check something right quick. So I just Googled the address. For some reason that didn't work right. Let's Google the address.
So long.
I want to see if it's listed. Nope, it ain't listed. It's just been on auction for 5 days. So you got plenty of time. This is a perfect door knock. Perfect door knock. And there's plenty more where that came from. So that's what we should be on right there, I say. Is that what you be doing too, Art, or you do something else to pull your deals? Or you go straight to auction.com and get them for free?
I have called some off of auction.com. I'm still pulling lists off PropWire.
So they're pretty accurate with your foreclosure list stuff there?
Yeah, I'm definitely finding people who are actively in foreclosure. I'm also coming across. So Indiana is a judicial foreclosure state, so our process is pretty drawn out. So I've actually come across quite a few people who are at the list pending stage. So a lot of these people are super early on.
I
So
would prefer to catch
uh,
them in the list pending stage because now you don't have to fight to stop an auction. You can just work the play.
yeah, that's my thinking on it too. So far, what I've been coming across is because these people are so early on in that
Can't
process,
hear Art
it's
for some
actually.
reason.
Oh, he said
Can
he
you,
couldn't hear. I can hear him. Oh, you can't hear him? Can you hear him, Justin?
can you can you hear me now? Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
we can
Yeah,
hear
we can hear you.
we can hear him, Ray. You just can't hear him.
Well,
Oh wow.
long story short, what I was saying was what I've noticed is compared to people who are at the list pending stage versus someone who is a month or two away from foreclosure, there is definitely a different type of sense of urgency, a different level.
For sure. Once they got an auction date, it becomes real.
Yeah, because I done came across quite a few people at the list pending stage, and they say they're ready to do something, and then maybe we'll get to the point where I send them an agreement, they won't sign, then they ain't picking up the phone. I done had that happen a few times, and maybe it's just I can still just keep brushing up on my closing, but I definitely noticed a difference in the level of urgency.
Yep. It's people. They're very complex. What's the deal with that deal you're working on? You say you got the trial payment done. Something happened with that. What's that about?
Yeah. So the bank basically told me. So the interesting thing with that one is, so the mortgage when I talked to these sellers initially was Rocket Mortgage a couple months ago. As you pointed out, Chris, this was that period of time when Mr. Cooper was buying them out. So this month, that account was switched from Rocket Mortgage to Mr. Cooper. When I talked to Rocket Mortgage and I asked them what were our options, what they told me was for loss mitigation, we could do the 3-month trial plan, and then at the end of that 3-month trial plan, they'll let us know what the options are from there. Now that it's
Mhm.
with Mr. Cooper, I called them, asked them the same exact question. What they told me was the trial plan payment that basically is $200 lower than what the original payment was. They told me long as we keep making a trial plan payment, then after the third month, then it stays at that same payment. They're going to do a 40-year loan instead of a 30, and the interest rate is going to drop like 0.2% or whatever it is. So a loan
So
amount.
25 basis points.
There you go.
Wow. So
That's crazy.
when it switched from one lender to the next, they had a different program to assist the distressed seller.
It seems like the exact same program to me, but Mr. Cooper was just a little more forthcoming with the information.
Hmm.
Payment stayed the exact same from when it switched, everything. They just was willing to tell me what were going to be the next steps after the trial payment was over.
Wow. So I got one house. It just made a second trial payment. Got to make the final trial payment next month. And then we'll be off the trial payment, and they'll put his arrears on the back of the loan of about 24,000, something like that. So
That's what it's all about right there, man. People running away from sub two deals because they're like, how am I coming up with 25,000 in arrears? Who paying that? That's
not
why you got to
me.
show up.
That's right. They created this mess. I didn't create it. I'm just trying to clean it all up.
We out here solving problems for real, man. Someone at
Mhm.
work was just critiquing about what they, from what they understand I do in real estate, and they don't really understand the true benefits that we're offering to these sellers. And it really is a huge mind shift to understand how much we really helping these people out by offering these solutions.
For sure, because they don't have any options. If they had other options, they would have did it already. Like I get that
Yep.
objection all the time. Oh, I got that offer on this. First thing out my mouth. Why didn't you take that? What about that wouldn't have worked? But before
Yep.
I even offer something.
Yep, like this particular deal that I'm in the middle of trying to get closed now with the trial payment plan, all that. With that one, the seller bought this property 2 years ago, and as we know, the market has shifted since coronavirus, so properties aren't appreciating as fast as they were years ago. So because of that, this dude bought this property at the top of the market, but the appreciation hasn't really taken off. So he don't really have enough appreciation to sell. He don't have enough equity to sell and be able to walk away with anything. He would actually have to write a check to be able to sell the property on as a retail deal. So this guy is really stuck in his property for real. He can't afford it. He can't sell it and come out clean.
Does he realize all of this though? Is this something he knows?
Yeah, that's how I got him closed out.
That's what we want, because we understand a lot of this, but my biggest thing is making sure that they understand that, hey, can you sell it on the market like normal people? No, that won't work. You got to bring money to closing. Can you, rent it out or whatever other option they think? No, we don't want to be a landlord. I let them tell me they don't want to do this stuff.
Yep, because after I talked to him in the initial call, we had talked about things, got him qualified. When I called him back to make the offer, I just talked to him only about a cash deal up front, and then I was starting to talk. I let them start telling me how that wasn't really working, and then from there I pivoted to terms.
Exactly. Cash, terms last. All right, we're going to open it up. Any other questions, comments, concerns? The doors of the church is open.
I don't got no questions right now.
There you go. Well, just keep them leads flowing. It's good to see some stuff going. It's getting busy this spring for some reason. Like I said, we got a lot of closings coming up, and I still got leads in my pipeline that I haven't been able to reach. Like they filled out a form, said they wanted to sell, but I can't talk to them for some reason. One dude wants to, I'm gonna mute that. One dude wants to communicate via text only. Weirdo. He's like, yeah, I want to sell it I want to talk through text or never mind. So I'm like, okay, how much you want for it? I'm going to play ball like he wants. So I'm waiting on him to write back. He only writes back once a day. And it's in Hazelwood, by the way. So it's right over in North County. And it's a condo. Once he gives me his price, and I'll just go through the process via text, which I prefer to speak to him because I could gauge what's going on with him. And we did some door knocking here this weekend, too. We knocked on about 12 doors, something like that. So some of those should be popping back up eventually, with calls. I had to knock on the door of some neighbors and some people in the area and talk to them. But one of the biggest things, I got 2 properties that's been kind of throwing me for a loop. Here's one for you, Art. We got a lady in pre-foreclosure. Auctions in about 2 weeks. She died in 2005. The house is in her name. The property is vacant. We went to knock on it. Nobody's there. It's a little handle thing on the handle of the door. I don't see any probates open or anything. She's almost like a ghost. And I'm starting to think that this property is like one of those, what they call zombie properties that was from the 2008 crash, because she died in 2005, but she got a mortgage on the property and it only say like $12,000 and the house worth like $200. So I'm like, man, I need to find them. We don't want that to go to auction. We got all that equity and they're going to lose this house for $12,000. Ain't that some crap?
Yeah, that sounds like it could be a really good one.
If we can find somebody. So I'm going to go down the I guess obituary, because I did find that, and reach out to each one of those family members, see if they know her. And but she died 21 years ago, so I don't know how this is going to play out. I'll be working on that a little bit tomorrow. That's a whole job in itself, tracking people down, especially if they're deceased and there's no other paper trails or anything. They don't have any information for her. And this is the only person I could find with this name anywhere. So kind of weird.
That's interesting.
All right, we got a question of, do you own any real estate? That's a question for you, Justin. Do you own any real estate?
No, I do not own any real estate.
Number one answer. What about you, Art? Do you own any real estate?
I do got a couple in my name, but I also have a couple that's not in my name.
Come on with it. It's all good. For me, do I own any real estate? No, I own nothing and control everything through smoke and mirrors, through trust, through entities, through all this stuff that we got to dodge out for fencing. So we're going to see how this goes with that. Do you own any real estate? Yeah, we have real estate. Plenty of properties. I got 4 under contract right now. You want to buy one? What do you own currently? Houses, single family. I like single family. I don't have any commercial or anything like that. Any other questions before we land? Anything else?
Imagine us meeting up, talking about all this real estate, and then none of us own real estate.
Hey, that happens though. That does happen. So it's not a bad question.
Jay Morrison did it for years.
Man, yeah, you're right though, Chris. It do happen, man. But that's just so crazy though. Imagine us really consistently showing up the way we do, putting on the front like we doing this, and then not really be doing it, even with the knowledge we know. That's just crazy.
Crazy work. That's what they do. They say fake it until you make it. You ever heard that before?
Yeah.
And that's what they be doing for real. Faking it until one day it's gonna all work out. If I fake it long enough, I'll accidentally make it. Accidentally. Let's see here. I walked this other property. Let me see here. Put that up.
I can't imagine a life of not owning property at this point, Chris.
You say you can't imagine what?
I can't imagine a life of not owning property anymore.
You should, yeah. I mean, you gotta own some property.
Got to. You have to. It's absolutely necessary with the economy.
So that's the thing. We're all in real estate. We're just probably on the wrong side of that equation. A lot of people don't realize that you're in real estate either way. The thing is, you're paying somebody else to stay when somebody can be paying you to stay. And this is the house I just got under contract today. Okay. A little furnace and water heater set up back here in the back. Full bathroom here. Washer dryer hookup main floor.
That's nice. Excellent condition.
Closet. Oh, so this is a 3-bedroom. Okay, so this is 1 bedroom and 2 rooms are upstairs. That's 1 bedroom. Okay. And we got area here. Still eating in the kitchen.
I'm moving that joint.
And then got this upstairs little loft area. I don't know about this brown carpet up here. And this is the bedroom up here. And a bedroom up here. And it's got a little half bath over here. So it's a 3, 1.5, I guess we could say. 3, 1.5. And we're in fluorescent. Should I buy or say bye-bye?
What's the entry cost on that?
Unknown as of right now. Okay. A little furnace and water heater. Mute. So unknown at this point. She hasn't made a payment in a year, so I'm just trying to figure that out. She's already moved out, as you can tell. And this lady I've been trying to call for a week. I called her, knocked on the door, called her, talked to her twice. Then she disappeared. Then she popped back up. She popped back up yesterday, right before the meetup here in sunny St. Louis. And I went to her house, and that's when I got these pictures and stuff. She sat in the driveway and said, yeah, the house is open. Go on and check it out. So I went on in, did my pictures, video, walked through, looked at it. She's sitting in the driveway right now. It's a small little kitchen. It's a little eat-in area what I'm standing in right now. It's an an open floor plan. It's kind of a funky layout to me, but somebody would love this house, I would think. It's 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. It has a full bath on the main level, this little loft area on the second level, and it has that little bathroom, little half bath, a sink and a toilet. It looked like a closet, but they made it a bathroom in this little bedroom up here. So you don't even have to go downstairs to use the toilet. So I got it under contract for loan balance, subject to the existing financing. Her payment is I want to say around $700-800 a month, something like that. I gotta look back at it again. And so yeah, I mean, we're gonna see what we can do. We got 2 weeks to figure it out. First, I gotta stop the auction, and then we'll go from there.
You said her payments are $700 to $800?
Something like that, yeah. I have to look again and see what it was.
Does that include principal, interest, taxes, and insurance?
PITI. Yeah.
What do you think that might rent for, Chris?
A 3 bedroom over there, I don't know. At least I would say $1,500.
And you got that for loan balance.
Every time. That's all we do. Justin say all we know is loan balance. That's all we know. So that's what we got. We got that deal under contract. That's a creative deal. Got another deal that's a cash deal, and another deal that's a cash deal. I think I'm forgetting the house. I think I got 4 deals going. Oh, the house we sold. So that house sold. So that's what it is. I knew it was 4 deals in the pipeline. 1 in escrow, just waiting on them to do their thing. Trying to close that on the 6th, if not sooner. Or if not,
Ooh, you cooking.
Oh yeah.
You was cooking right now, man. Let me finish this job up, man. I gotta get me some cooking up like that again.
Yep. So that's what we got. So I'm gonna let y'all get back to your evening. It's time for me to go get fat and eat. I don't know what I'm eating. I'm just gonna eat some watermelon. I think that's a healthy thing to eat. It cleanses the system. It makes you feel rejuvenated. You feel hydrated. Eat you half of a watermelon.
Chris, you're killing the game, Chris. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Great work.
Killing the game. Yeah, I got a lot more leads in the pipeline too. That's the other thing. So actually, you know what? I got another verbal agreement. You know what? I got a call I'm supposed to be making tonight. Hold on. I might make this call right now if it ain't too late. I forgot I was supposed to be calling somebody this evening. Let me check. 1 second. Uno momento. I almost forgot. Damn. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Let's see. Here it is. And this is this lady. What's her name? Pamela. So this house is a house in pre-foreclosure in Arnold. Hope it's not too late. Damn. Should I just call her anyway?
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock. Damn, I didn't know it was that late. I meant to call right at the beginning of this thing. Let me see here. I got her number. Give me a second here. Let me prepare myself. Let me pull the property up so I know what I'm looking at. Because she might start going down a rabbit hole. And we don't like that. So that's very important in my opinion. It's kind of be a little bit prepared so you're not all over the place talking to these people. At least know that, hey, we looking at this particular property. This is in Arnold. And it actually looked like a good house. It actually is a good deal from what it looks like. But I can't say that. It's in probate. And that's something I learned too, Justin, in regards to these probates. This property here that I'm about to call is in Jefferson County, right? Arnold. They applied for their letters or for their personal representative on the 5th of the month. They got it the next day. They don't work that fast in St. Louis County. What's that about?
Racism.
Oh my God. Let me put this address in. I don't know why this thing acting stupid. Oh, there we go. So that's the property. Let's see here. So they look like they owe about that ain't right. They said they owed 120. And they already got an offer from a wholesaler for 150, but they don't want to work with that guy. They want to work with somebody else. So this is a referral sent to me. So that's the plus on all of that. So hopefully she answers the phone if it ain't too late. Golly. She finna yell at me. Why you calling me so late? Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna go ahead and try it. I'm finna get cussed out. You ain't never seen me get cussed out before, have you? You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses on, would you? Give me a second here. I'm trying to pull this number, put it into this computer system to dial it from my phone. Make sure I got the right number. And her name is Pamela. Pamela Anderson.
Reached 49700.
It might be too late. I hope I ain't calling them too late. Give me a second. I'll double tap. Because what's the rule? If you didn't call twice, you didn't call once. They say, what market you in? What market are you in, Justin? What market do you claim?
Every market. The hood. Give me the hood. I am the hood.
All trenches.
I'm in Indiana.
Indiana. The Indiana Pacers. All right, let me try this person one more time. If not, I'm going to let it go. Dang, I meant to call them early. I did not mean to wait this late. They probably sleep in the bed.
Hello?
Hey, I'm trying to reach Pamela.
Well, I need you to call. We're traveling, and we're fixing to hit an area that has no signal. And so if you call in about 30 minutes, I'll have signal.
Okay, I'll try you back then. Safe travels.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. At least he didn't cuss me out. And I think that's her husband or something, but she's the personal representative. I already know that because I looked all that up. And so we ain't staying on here no 30 minutes, though. Y'all have to catch that on the next one. All right, so hopefully y'all go out and
just record it, Chris.
Yeah, I have it recorded. All my calls are recorded for quality and training purposes. So yeah, they got this, they got a probate, they got their personal representative appointed. And so they're ready to make a deal. Sounds like he didn't say nothing bad to me. Like, hey, who is this? What you want? I was thinking he was gonna say something crazy, but he didn't. So I think we're in the right direction. And that's what I want.
I'm surprised he said call him back in 30 minutes.
Hey, that means motivation, baby. There's no wrong time when you're motivated.
Yep.
They say stay on for the extra 30 minutes, bro. It won't hurt. Woo, that's a long time. What did it be? 9:30? I already been on here 2 hours. You're trying to make me do a mega long stream. Justin ready for bed. Justin don't be up this late. Because he be up at 4 in the morning running 12 miles. How far are you going to run tomorrow, Justin?
3.5.
3.5?
3.5.
They said, no, he not. 3.5 miles or 3.5 meters?
It's documented.
And how long it take you to run 3.5 miles?
Maybe about 20 minutes.
Damn, that means you getting it. I'm finna put you in a triathlon or something.
You know, I thought about it was one coming up this weekend. I thought about joining it, but I was like, nah, I ain't in shape. I gotta get in shape.
Man, you in shape enough. Stop playing. 3.5 miles in 20 minutes? No, I don't even think that's right.
I thought about doing a marathon though. That's the difference. Last time I did a marathon, I was in the tub for 3 days.
You was trying to recover like a mofo.
Yeah. It take you out. I need to make sure my schedule is clear before I do it because it's euphoric, right? When you run that far like that.
I can't believe it. Because you know what? Here's a little silly thing, Justin. When I first got in the Army, right? They give you that test to run. I did 2 miles in that 18 minutes. On my first time doing it, though. That was my first time. 18:28. I was like, man, and I was almost dying.
Yeah, I mean, I do about 3 miles.
You do 3.5 in 20 minutes. That's crazy.
I think so. Let me look that up. I think I do a 5K a run. It's
you say boat.
I do about. I thought that was basic.
Nah, 3.5 miles in 20 minutes. Well, that's a what? 7-minute mile, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess that ain't bad. Yeah, you're right. But I was out of shape when I did a 2 mile in 18 minutes. My fastest I ever ran, it was like 13 minutes, which is maxed out. 13-minute 2 mile run. That's back when I was really in shape in AIT.
So that is like 6.66.
Oh yeah, that ain't that fast. Then you can run faster than that.
Right.
You need to be at the 4-minute mile mark. Stop playing.
I ain't trying to injure myself.
A 4-minute mile, you can do that.
A 4-minute mile? Yeah, I can do a 4-minute mile. Yeah.
But can you do 3 of them?
Could I do 3 4-minute miles
all together? So meaning 12 minutes for 3 miles.
Okay, so for 1, I'm not that fast. For 2, I think my endurance is pretty high, but I'm not a fast. I've never been fast.
You're not a sprinter?
Nah, I've never been.
So you telling me I could beat you in a sprint?
You couldn't beat me in the sprint.
I don't know, Justin. I don't know. You might be saying the wrong thing.
Hey, Chris, they say 95% of adults after the age of 25 will never sprint ever again in their life.
That's true.
That's crazy to me.
So how far are you thinking on a sprint? How far? I mean, what, 50-yard dash or something longer than that?
Chris, cut it out, man.
I'm just asking.
Chris, you might have been more athletic than me, man, but
I'm a sprinter for real. I can't run distance no more like I used to, but I can still sprint.
Chris, you would hurt yourself if you try to sprint tomorrow.
I can still sprint.
You still sprint.
I can still run, actually, for real, but you know.
I've seen a bunch of them guys, man. They just do something they haven't done in a long time. They be like breaking their ankles. Don't do it, Chris. Warm up. It's about building yourself up to a point to where, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no need. All right, Trip.
The only person can beat me sprinting is Usain Bolt.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, I sprint though a lot.
I don't know. They said race me for 10,000.
Where you at? You in St. Louis?
Say, shoot, you ain't said nothing but a word. You said sign me up.
I was thinking about this once before. I was like, if I ever were to like get chased like by the police or something like that, I would be something to deal with for them because most guys run out of breath. I got at least, with police behind me, I got about 10, 20 miles on me easy. Like, they'll be like, wow, this guy's a phenomenon.
I think the police will catch you.
They'll catch me with cars, they would, but not with running, no.
Well, yeah, they out of shape these days. Back in the day, they used to get out in chases. I remember them days in the 90s. So, and even before that, when my brothers and them used to be running from the police and stuff. So, yeah, they used to get out and chase you back in the day. These cops got fat and lazy now. They want to tase you.
Yeah.
Stop. Tase you. Don't tase me, bro.
Yeah, they are really out of shape nowadays. It's actually pretty sad, pretty pathetic and stuff, honestly, because how can you be enforcement, but you're weak? You're flabby. I would be scared to have a job like that and be flabby, to be honest with you.
I won't say all of them, but I will say a large percentage. There are some that still can get out there.
I would say 90%.
What, are bad?
All law enforcement are overweight or obese.
90% of all law enforcement is overweight or obese. I don't know about that. I gotta look that up. Percentage.
It depends. I mean, everybody's overweight, basically.
No, not muscle. We ain't talking about BMI.
Let's see, Justin. You might be on to something. Let me see here. Oh, damn. What is all this stuff popping up on my stuff? Overweight or obese, you say?
Yep.
Let's see what we got. Oh, you wasn't that far off, Justin. Come on with it. Approximately 80% of U.S. law enforcement officers are considered overweight, with roughly 40% classified as obese. Damn.
I got that. I'm telling you, man. I noticed.
Why they gotta chase you though? They can just, chase you with a car. It says start a podcast, bro.
Yeah, police are pretty pathetic. Men are pretty pathetic nowadays, though. Just in general, men are pretty lackluster.
So, are you saying that men aren't men anymore?
You know, it is what it is. Man. It was a different conduct back then. I was watching the interview. I probably shouldn't say this, but watching the interview with dang, what's my guy name? Tina Turner husband. What was Ike? And he was being interviewed by a woman. They set him up for it, and he's like, "Did you really put your hands on Tina?" He like, "No, only sometime when she, would get crazy on me." I'm like, them guys back in the day was built different.
Layeth the smacketh downeth. Wow.
I'm like, these guys tripping back in the day, boy. They ain't playing.
Yeah, well, they used to put hands and feet
anything,
on.
bro.
So you telling me the divorce rate was less back in the day too?
Well, women would say that the divorce rate was less back in the day because they didn't have the freedoms that they have now, which could be true.
Yeah, well,
they're more educated than they ever been, and more divorced than they ever been as well. So, it's something that's happening.
I think part of it is it used to I can only speak for my area of the country specifically, but in this area we have like 6-7 steel mills all side by side. So a lot of people came up this way from Mississippi and other southern states, worked at the steel mill. The dude worked all day and the wife stayed at home. Combined with a lot of the divorces, the leading cause on a lot of the divorces are financial struggles. So it kind of makes sense that if you got both people trying to work and then a dude trying to, what'd you say?
All the jobs going away. You saying that impacted the divorce rate, the marriage rate?
Some of it is jobs going away, and some of it is inflation. A lot of it is inflation. Really, everything's getting so expensive. You almost have to have two sources of income in the household. Unless you're like a superstar like Chris.
Yeah. A superstar? How am I a superstar?
I don't know.
I think what they say about the year 2030, half of the U.S. population will be overweight or obese.
That's facts.
That's 4 years away.
Well, most people are already
obese or overweight
in America.
Not yet. We haven't crossed the 50% line, but yeah, a lot of people are overweight and stuff in America. It's pretty sad. We're the most unhealthiest country in the world.
But do we blame lack of exercise, or do we blame more so the diet or the food that is bad for us that we're consuming?
Okay, so for one, I guess since we're getting into it, Americans have been programmed that in order to fix things, I must buy things. And that has been woven into the psychology of Americans all over the world, all over the USA, right? So when you have, for example, if you're eating too much, you're eating in a calorie surplus, you need to take away, you need to eat less. You don't need a detox tea. You don't need to add anything else to your diet. You need to reduce. Doesn't require you to buy anything. You don't need a juicer. You don't need a blender. You don't need any of this. You need to eat less.
They said money solves all problems.
The Bible does say money is the answer to all things.
In what verse?
You said what verse?
What verse?
Ecclesiastes. No, it says that though. It does. Hold on, I'm gonna pull the verse up.
I thought they said it was the root of all evil.
Ecclesiastes 7:13, I believe.
Here he go. We pulled the scripture out of nowhere.
Right.
You
While
want to pull
y'all
it
on the
up? Chris?
topic of saying how money can, I'm sorry.
Ecclesiastes 10:19.
Chris, you were
Yeah.
saying that money can buy all things. The thing that people are using money to buy now for weight loss is that Ozempic, and it's messing people up.
I wouldn't recommend Ozempic at all whatsoever.
Why not? Everybody else is doing it.
I don't suggest people to inject anything into them at all.
What you said.
Yeah.
You can keep that. No
Don't
way.
inject anything into you. Try to as less medication as possible. If not, if you go a lifetime without doing medication, highly recommended.
But what if you can get a shot and it make you lose like 50 pounds?
I would say consult a health professional and stuff, because you got good and bad with everything. You know what I'm saying? I would say obesity is linked to mostly all diseases. So if there is something that you can do that might have a side effect, I think you should consider your options, especially if you don't have the discipline. But first thing first, look within self. Self will find self. The enemy is the enemy.
The enemy is the enemy. Wow. You know all the bars, Justin. How did you get so smart?
Reading.
You be reading? I thought they said put in a book. We'll never know what's going on.
The miseducation of the Negro. Have you ever read that book, Chris?
No.
Have you ever read the 48 Laws of Power?
No.
You never read the 48 Laws?
I did the audio book. I didn't read it though.
Okay. Do you feel like you haven't studied it though?
Your president uses it right now. How you think he got to where he's at?
That's why he picked old boy to be his vice president, because the 48 Laws of Power say keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer.
And never outshine them.
Never outshine a master is a really big one and stuff. The person who brought you in, that's why I can't ever say anything about Chris, because Chris brought me to the show.
The 48 Laws of Power. Dang, somebody's selling that book for how much?
I got a copy, right? I got a copy right here.
That book has been very influential in my career.
Matter of fact, that's the first law. Shoot, hold on. That's the very first one of the laws. Never outshine the master. You ain't know that was the first law. Law of Power 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Ooh, come on. That's a good one. Conceal your intentions. Oh, you got the book. I see you, Justin. This the cliff notes, the quick notes.
I got the small version too.
Always say less than necessary. So much depends on your reputation. Guard it with your life. Ooh, now that's a good one. If you're out here doing bad business, hurting people, causing problems, scamming, lying to people. Hey, yeah, man, I'm gonna give you 50,000. Don't give them nothing to disappear on them, going ghost. That's serious.
Have you ever read The Art of Seduction?
Hey, that number.
Nope.
Chris, that number 5. That's one. That number 5 is as a contractor. That's one of the most important things ever as a contractor. Law number 5.
I think that's in life. It take you 20 years to build a good reputation and 20 minutes to tear it down. So guard it with your life. Court attention. Attention is currency, especially in 2026. Let's see. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. I don't know. Some people look sideways at that. Taking the credit. I don't know.
I always say about one thing I say about this book. I talk to people about this book quite often. I always say it's a lot of great information up in here to learn all of these different tactics and strategies that could be getting used against us. It's very good to be aware. I've learned a lot from this, but I do not agree with every single thing that the book teaches.
So
it's kind of like the Bible. It's a lot of contradictions and stuff like that in it.
So you wouldn't get others to do the work, but take the credit? Always, hold on, my bad. Always take the credit.
Always.
No, for me as a leader, I'm really all about bringing the team up with me, because then a happy worker is a very productive worker. They're way more productive than not being, and everyone wants a little bit of credit. Everybody.
Watch out for anyone who read the 48 Hours of Power. They can't be trusted.
He's
Hey,
absolutely right.
but
You
it's
can't trust
it's
nobody who don't
psychology
read
though. That's the thing. You still got to
either, though.
understand people to navigate this life, regardless of how you feel about it. Your feelings is just that, feelings. What's the reality of how to get things done, how to accomplish goals, how to have actual power, real power, not I control a little something. Real power. You got to do some stuff that most people may not want to do.
Without having power, you can't navigate a lot of situations and stuff like that. You can't help people. If you want to help people, you got to know how to close them. If you can't close them, you can't help them.
For sure.
Hey, what's doing this?
Number 8, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. How do you use bait to make some people come to you? Is there a such thing as that?
Yeah, the way that I use this in real life is, if I'm in a scenario where I'm trying to, assert authority just a little bit. Like if I know, for example, if a bunch of people trying to talk to me right now, I'm gonna go to a spot where they're gonna have to come to me off on my own. For example, I ain't going to them up in the big crowd. That's just one example. There's a lot of different examples though.
That's right. You want to have control of the environment if possible. I don't know if that's in here or not, but number 9, win through your actions, never through argument. Ooh, everybody want to make, tell you this stuff because they heard some or they felt like, oh, this is how it should be, but they ain't never did no action. They ain't never put in no work. So I would agree with this one. Number 10, avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. Do you do this one, Art?
Yeah, I do. I have to remind myself of this quite often as well, but it's very important because the people that we're around really do help shape our reality.
What's that saying? Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Hang around 4 bums, you'll be the 5th. So yeah. So stay away from unhappy and unlucky people. What's an unlucky person?
An unlucky person can be somebody who's saying because of who currently holds the presidential office is the reason why they're not doing well in life, or because of the circumstances that they may have grew up in is why they cannot now be successful in life, or because of all of the people that they have to deal with at work, they can't get ahead. Some
So
people
it sounds
just
like they
can't.
got excuses.
Yeah, they just like life is just happening to them and it's nothing they can do.
Wow.
But a lot of these people don't know that we can control our lives. That's part of the programming.
That's facts. Number 11, learn to keep people dependent on you. Is that almost contradictory to the other one we saw earlier?
I mean, I think that kind of highlights maybe all of these laws have different uses at different times. It's never going to be like using all of them all at one time.
So that's kind of like giving somebody just enough to do what they need to do, but they don't need to know everything in the whole play. So they got to be dependent on you to come back to you, say, hey, you said something about this before, but how do you do that in detail?
Yep. If we talking about the name of this title about power, leverage is very powerful.
For sure. What about number 12? Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Oh my, the word victim. What's that about? Selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Wow, this is psychological.
Yeah. This is borderline manipulation, but it is what it is. I mean, if if you're dealing with your enemy, for example, you might want to use this.
Selective honesty, meaning don't tell them the truth, but not the whole truth.
Yeah. When I go to court, I do selective honesty like a motherfucker.
Exactly what you said. All right. Number 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude.
Very important. Very important. Prime example how this ties into creative finance. We call these people up, and they're like, "Hey, I got this." Billy Bob might call them up and say, "Hey, we buy houses. I bought 12 houses last month, and I'm just looking to buy another one." Or you can call them up and hear what they got going on and seeing how you can help them fix their problems. And when we can help them fix their problems, then if we do it right, we can put ourselves in the middle of that where we all can win.
Yeah, because this is basically what I'll be talking about when we're doing closing calls and talking to sellers. We want to do a deal, yeah, but we're going to appeal to their self-interest by asking, what is your interest? What is your concern? What would you like to happen in this situation? We need to understand them before we can plan them. Come on.
One other quick example for that one is if you need somebody to do something for you, then the best way to go about that is to not show up and say, "Hey, do you remember that thing I did for you a long time ago? Well, now I need a favor." No, the best way to get someone to do something for you is to show up with value. Like, "Hey, I got this thing going on, man. Maybe you want to trade a little bit of this, a little bit of that." You gotta make it sweet for everyone involved. Every
And
time.
that goes back to like when
Ideally.
we talk about using people for or having people do private money lending. It's not about, hey man, I need to borrow some money. It's, hey, I have an opportunity for you to make some money on the money you have. Same thing. So it's just the way they wording it in here. It's the same stuff. We soften the blow when we make it a real world scenario. What about number 14, Justin? What do you think about this? Would you ever do this one? Pose as a friend, but really be a spy.
The opportunity has never presented itself.
You ain't never got a chance to be a spy.
You know, one thing about my personality, I don't like pretending. Like, I don't know, people pretend a lot. I just don't care to pretend. You know what I'm saying? So that's never been my thing. Like, I like to be, straight up, straightforward, pure transparency. If I don't mess with you, I don't mess with you. That's it. I don't know. I don't pretend and stuff. People be doing certain stuff. I'm just like, I don't like pretending. I'd rather be truthful and upfront.
So you don't fake it till you make it. Say, yeah, I'm gonna be your friend for now, but I don't like you for real.
Not at all. At no point.
And be a spy. Oh, did it cut off? Oh, okay. Number 15. Crush your enemy totally. Ooh, you learned that from your president.
I agree with that. I'm going at this agent right now. I'm about to write a letter to his board. He blocked me from a contract, so I gotta make him pay.
How he block you from a contract?
He just being weird, so he not responding back to me. Talking about you gonna get his lawyer involved. I'm like, okay, I got you, bro. You try to do a short sale on our property, I'm gonna have your commission investigate how many short sales you've done over the last 12 months.
He's trying to do a short sale? Oh, that's what was taking so long.
And that's why I'm gonna rat him out. Go ahead, pull his file, pull his record. Let's see if he getting something on the back end.
He's gonna be down there with the short sale queen.
Nah. Let's just get on the phone, man. Let's just talk. I think we got on the wrong foot. Got off on the wrong foot. You're like, no, the way it started, I just prefer everything to be in text messages. Okay, I got you. Commission, get on them, because I ain't got no license to protect.
Because, I mean, really, that's the worst thing that could happen is you pay him a commission. And there's nothing to get his lawyer to do.
No, I'm going to get the commission on him.
I know what I'm saying, but for him, so-called telling you, ain't nothing he can do. You can still buy the property. You just pay his commission, and there's no harm, no foul. So what are you talking about?
Right.
So I don't know, unless he say, I don't know. There's nothing he can do. He can do something against that seller because he got a listing agreement with her, not with you. You don't have nothing to do with it. And why don't she just go cancel it with him?
I haven't been able to get her back on the phone after.
Oh, okay. So she's backing out too. He scared her too. Like, yeah, you need to stay away from that guy. We're gonna sue him. Okay, I got you. So crush your enemy totally. What you think about that, Art?
Yep. I didn't really understand this one at first, but as life didn't happen, I understand this one, man. When you got somebody on the other side, for sure, you got to get them out of there while you can. Got to.
Yeah, that's right. Crushed him. Number 16, use your absence to increase respect and honor. So they got to miss you a little bit, huh?
Chris, do you ever miss me?
No. I miss everybody. That's why I come back every week on time sometimes.
Chris is 100% stoic. They need to talk about how Chris keep a stonewall face under every circumstance. I'm like, damn, Chris is zero emotion.
Is it going to help? Is it going to help the deal or help life to have a bunch of emotions and stuff?
You know, we human beings, though, Chris. Golly,
that's the military style side of me. You don't see that tank right there? Some emotions get you killed on the battlefield. I'm scared. Boom, you done blew yourself up. Oh, I don't want to do that. You do it anyway. You do it scared.
I understand some wicked moments, boy. Chris Stonewall poker face. I'm like, damn.
No, it ain't that bad.
We ain't got to go into it already, but I just see some stuff that I'd have been crying myself. That boy Chris, like, yep, life just life. I'm like, damn.
It is life. That's as you matriculate and get older and see more experiences and things like this thing going over in Iran. People on the internet crying, "Oh, we in World War III, oh, this and that." I'm like, dude,
not in World War III.
I summarized it very simply and plainly. The United States of America is about to turn 250 years old. America has been in conflict and or war for about 238 of those 250 years.
I thought we've never been out of war. I thought we've been in war the entire time. I thought we've never had that time where we've not been in war.
That's for real. So about 238 years out of the 250 years, we've been at war or conflict of some type.
Yeah, I thought it was the full duration. See, we came into this country in war with the Britons.
So yeah, so that's why I say when you do the math and count it all up, it's about 238 years out of the 250 years. We've been in some type of conflict and or war. So that whole thing about, oh, it's going to be this, it's always something cooking. So I don't get all hyped up with that stuff. I understand people are emotional. So that's why I must be the one to have what they call EQ, emotional intelligence, and understand that the game is what the game is. Number 16.
Yeah, I would say 17 to 20 years out of the 250.
How many?
17 to 20 years out of the 250 that we
I said 238 years, so only 12 years approximately where we wasn't in some type of conflict.
That's
so,
deep.
Give or take, it's still 90% of the time we was at war or conflict plus. So what are we crying about?
What do you think about Trump comment about he don't believe he gonna get into heaven?
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yes, that was interesting to me.
Nobody know if they're gonna go to heaven. They want to go. They don't want to go to that hot place. It's a little hot down there. Number 17, keep others suspended in terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. You want to have a level of unpredictability. What do you think about that, Art?
All right.
All right, he's not on. Oh, he muted.
Damn, I was making a whole good point. All right. So what I was saying was this one is one of my favorites. This one combined with the other law that says say less than necessary is very powerful used together. Because you'll have what I found is when I talk a little and I'm, asserting my power in the room, and I'm picking and choosing my times, people hold on to every single word. They want to know everything I'm about to say because I ain't saying much and they know it's important.
Well said. That's
very powerful.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the things I saw too when it comes to, even the dating scene and stuff like that. They say, when you study the stuff, they tell you, say less. If you saying less, it's a level of mystery to you. That's actually part of being a man, to be honest with you. If you say less and have a little bit of mystery to you, people will kind of want to know more. They're more curious. They'll be more attracted to you versus you tell them everything. They know everything about you. It can kind of help you. And I think that can happen in a lot of places, not just in the relationship space. Number 18, do not build a fortress to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. So teamwork makes the dream work. That's what it sounds like to me. Number 19, know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Ooh. I say that on my other thing. Know who you're on the phone with. Right, Art?
Yeah, got to know who you talking to. Got to know who you dealing with. From a stance of power, if you trying to get influence with someone, you definitely want to not say the wrong things for that, because that one moment can set you back 5 years, 10 years.
And number 20, do not commit to anyone. Ooh, what that mean? Does that mean like as far as your spouse, or what does that mean?
The way that I use this in my everyday life is, for example, real quick story. When I was an apprentice, long story short, I get to go all around, work for all these different people. And once you get really good at your trade, then once you get good at your trade, everyone wants you to stay with them. But I had already read this book by that point. So my goal was to always say, like, yeah, I'll come back and work with you, but I got stuff going on. I never committed to anyone. And what that led to was wanting everyone to get me even more because they can't have me. And then that led to people starting to sweeten the pot to keep me around. So that's just how I've used it in my career.
For sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to use it or you lose it. Let's see what I got here. I'm finna try to call them people back right quick. Hopefully they can answer that phone. And we can save them from losing their home. All right, let me see if I can get them on the phone again. We're halfway through the 48 laws, but I should be able to get them back on the phone because it's definitely been 30 minutes.
Hello?
Hey, this is Chris calling you back. Is now a better time?
Yes,
Yeah, how you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good,
And
good.
who is this?
This is Chris. I was referred over to you about your house in Arnold.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, he told me to call Pamela, or I guess, are you the one handling it, or?
Well, that's my wife.
Oh, okay. Good, good. So yeah, so you are looking to sell the property there on Five Oaks, correct?
Right.
Okay. And then how much you think you want to get for it?
I don't, she hasn't really decided, but, are you an investor or a real estate agent?
I'm a cash buyer. I make it easy for people to sell their property regardless of the situation.
Okay. Well, it's a long story and everything, but I'd say probably the best thing for you to do, Chris, is just shoot me the best numbers you can get, and I'll run it by her and see what she thinks. We've got some other investors that are doing the same, so we're it's a weird situation. Long story short, it's not. We're 6 hours away from it, and so it's just really not something we want to deal with a whole lot. And we've already put a lot of time into it because probate had so much trouble. There was one error we couldn't find, all that kind of stuff. So it's taken a long time, and so put it this way: we're motivated sellers.
Okay.
I've had a real estate agent come through and sort of give me a valuation of what they think they could do, on a fairly quick sale. But
yeah, because he told me something about an auction coming up here in a few weeks. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
See, because we met with a lawyer in September, and we finally got the authority last week to do something with the property, and she had reverse mortgaged it, and so that reverse mortgage went into what do you call it? Not default. I mean, it is a default, but
so they're foreclosing because of the reverse mortgage.
right, foreclosure. That's the word I was talking about. So they're foreclosing because of the reverse mortgage thing, which doesn't really seem fair to me because, you know, we did everything they wanted us to do, but when I'd send it in, you know, letter of intent, signs in the yard, different things like that, then they would, I mean, they'd ask us to do that, and we'd do it, and then they would kick it back and say, well, you really don't have authority to do this, which we didn't, you know, because probate hadn't opened, and probate opened last week, you know, but
well, we kind of specialize in these types of situations, probate. So you said she's already been appointed the personal representative for this estate?
Yes, she's the executor now.
Okay,
so
perfect.
She has the authority to do whatever she wants to do.
Even better. And then when is the auction set for?
326.
Oh wow, yeah, we got to get moving then. Not too far away. And so tell me about the condition of the house.
They were smokers, so it would need. I have men. I'm a pastor, and pastor church here, and I have men that do this here. We live in the Huntsville, Alabama area.
Oh, okay.
And so I have men that do this in the church. Of course, they're not interested in something 6 hours away. But, you know, from what I've talked to them about, they'd say, well, you can pull all the carpet out, and you're going to have to put a coat of paint on it, you know. And that's about it. Now, if you want to sell it for premium dollars, usually a situation like this, I would see them probably update the fixtures in the bathroom, you know, and the kitchen. But the house is in pretty good shape. It's a little larger than most of them in that subdivision, and it's got a full deck across the back that's in good shape. And so structurally, it's fine. There's nothing that needs to be fixed structurally. I don't even think it needs any sheetrock work anywhere. It just needs to be repainted, recarpeted, get the smoke smell out of it.
Yeah.
And it's ready to go.
And you said they, so what is it, like tenants in there or family members? Is somebody living there now?
No, nobody's in it now.
Okay, so it's vacant. Now. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So
she died. That's what's unfortunate about and that's why I say it's a long story. My wife, that was her biological mother, but she was raised by her grandmother, so they weren't that close. There was a half sister that her mother, you know, raised, and so that was more of her daughter. But she died a couple of years ago, and so that made Pam the only, sibling that she had. And so we didn't know her that well. I mean, we knew her, and over the last 6 months of her life, she probably got a little closer to us. But she didn't handle her finances real well or anything like that. So she did the reverse mortgage, and so she was dead. Nobody was in charge of the probate because nobody had authority yet. And so we couldn't make any payments. We couldn't send any money, and they foreclosed on it anyway. And now they want to do a sale. And I probably could get my lawyer to push that sale off, you know. But to be honest, we're all just sort of tired of dealing with it.
Yeah, it can drain you for sure. Like I say, we specialize in this, and I tell people the sooner you get connected with me, I can take that burden off your hands and get all this resolved for you pretty easily. So we work with the the trustee for the bank or whatever's going on with them, make sure we get a good payoff, make sure we get them paid off, and get this thing behind you guys. So like, what's the most important thing to you in this whole transaction?
That my wife is happy.
There you go. Number one answer.
That's the best.
Well, that's my goal, to make the wife happy. What they say, happy wife, happy life. Yes, sir. So yeah, I want to make her happy too. So
51 years, so
51 years. Wow.
yeah. That's another reason why we're just tired of driving back and forth to St. Louis and all that kind of good stuff.
Well, what if I
Used to live up there in the area.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if I told you never had to come back to St. Louis again unless you wanted to?
That would probably sound pretty good.
Okay, we're going in the right direction. Are you still in town now, or are you already gone back?
No, I'm in Alabama right now. Well,
Okay.
I'm actually in Tennessee. I own a house in Smakerd in Tennessee, but the church I pastor is in Alabama.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, that's the good thing about this. You don't have to come back to St. Louis for anything unless there's something here you wanted. We can do the whole deal for you, as long as we can agree on a price that makes sense for you guys. I know you said you got an auction coming up. We would do something to either close prior to the auction or have the auction postponed so that we can close. We can do that, and it costs you nothing out of pocket. We do all that basically for you. We just try to make sure that we solve all your problems. Any other concerns or anything in regards to selling the house?
No, not really. I mean, personally, I wish we just postponed the sale and list it and get more money out of it, of course. But that's not that important. We just recently, I've been in this church for 31 years now, and we just recently transferred our home into our name, so our retirement is set with what we're setting on here.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a nice home on 36 acres, and so it's not about the money, and she's not about the money. She could care less about the money, but it's been an aggravation. We'd like to get enough money to sort of make our aggravation worth it, and then to like we've been paying the even though we didn't have authority, we've been paying the electric bills and the water bills and the sewer bill and all that kind of stuff since September. So of course we want to recoup all that too, and it'd be nice to have a little pocket change to go do something we want to do.
For sure. Yeah. So what would that number be to make the wife happy?
I really don't know. I probably should have known that, but I just haven't really sat down.
Is she around now, or where's she at?
She's in there fixing supper for some grandkids.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. What do you think the house is worth?
Well, I'm pull it up. Let me pull it up here online here. See if I can find some comps. So you say the house is going to need a little bit of updating. So typically, just so you know what we do, we usually go in and fix everything. We want to make the house in perfect condition. We make sure that there was no evidence of any smoking, pets, anything. When we get finished with it, it'll look like a brand new house. So we have to account for that just to be, so you know what you're dealing with. We take the house as is, which makes it easy for you. Like I said, you won't have to come back to St. Louis for anything. And
there's a car we've got to pick up and a couple of things out of the garage. Other than that, there's nothing there that anybody. I've got 5 kids, 19 grandkids, but there's nothing there that anybody wants.
Right. And we can even help you coordinate that stuff as well. So like say if you're not here and you do sell the house to us, we can help you coordinate some of that so that you don't have to deal with, the logistics of moving a car, storing the stuff. We can get it moved off to a storage facility or something for you as well. We try to make it a pretty much a clean, easy service working with us.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So I see some houses selling over there in the 250, 260 range. I see a few that might have went a little more, but I don't know what they did to that. And that's in perfect condition. And so, I mean, if we were to buy it, I can't tell you the exact number right now because I don't know the exact repairs it needs, but we'd probably be in the mid ones. So somewhere around there, and that would be a cash deal. I mean, what do you think she would say to something like that?
Ken, you think we could do 170?
170. Oh, you had a number all along. I gotta watch you. You're good. Can you come help me buy some more houses? Because you're pretty good at this.
Well, I advise 2 or 3 real estate. I got one guy that's got like 80 or 90 apartments. You know, got some that flip several hundred houses a year.
So you're good in this real estate business already, huh?
Not really, but I had to know a little bit. I didn't know when I signed on to be a pastor, I'd had to be a lawyer and a real estate and an executor and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I meant to ask you, how was service? How was service today?
It was great. It was great. We had man church Saturday night, and that was great. Had 2 saved there. I think 1 or 2 saved today in church. So church is growing. I brought my son, my youngest son, on as my co-pastor now.
Oh, that's
so
good.
He does Sunday morning. Yeah, it's going great. We just had to get rid of the pews and go to chairs so we can get some more seats in there. And so it's on fire.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
Well, that's good.
I'm enjoying it. I'm getting to see. I've been like that. I've been here 31 years, so I'm getting to see kids that I held in the hospital do work. You know. So
really?
That's great.
Since they were a baby, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So I'm thinking here, you know, to be honest with you, we probably will not be the highest price, just to be straightforward, but we will make this an easy sell for you guys. And like I say, work this to make this as, you know, simple and as possible for you. So that's really what we offer, is the speed, convenience, you know, and like I said, we would do something either to close before that auction or stop the auction and close, you know, whenever title work is done. Because they got a new thing that came out today as far as title work. So they're not closing as quick as they used to. Some new fencing law or something like that started today. So we used to close in like 7 days, but you know, it might take a little longer, to be honest. But
well, all we have to do is get the mortgage company their money, you know, before the 26th.
yeah, well, we can do that. That's not a problem. We wire it over the same day. I've actually stopped auctions the same day of the auction. I don't advise doing that, but we have done it in emergency situations because they could act like they didn't get the money in time and play games. You know how these people are.
Oh yeah.
Or throw more fees on
Are
there.
you from the Home Light, or are you from Kyle? I had a friend in
No, I was from Kyle.
Oh, you're from Kyle. Okay.
Yep. He sent you the best in St. Louis. I'm the one that solves a lot of problems for people, especially in foreclosure. This is what I do on a regular basis. So you got the best in the business.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I believe it. Kyle said you was good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, so
yeah, we just stopped 2 auctions last week. So yeah, we're really helping people avoid foreclosure and putting money in their pockets. So that's our claim to fame.
Okay.
All right, and so
that's good. I pastored in Hokie, Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis for 18 years.
oh, okay, that's good.
So I know the area, you know, fairly well. Was accidentally entrenched into the political parties there in that area.
Mm-hmm.
St. Clair County in Illinois, second crookedest county in Illinois. But first fellow I led to Christ happened to be the old town constable, and he had something on everybody, so they took me in gladly.
Oh wow, well that's good. At least you had something to do, keep you out of trouble.
Oh boy, yeah, because man, they did things. It didn't matter what the law said; they did what they wanted to do.
Right. And so this house here is for, what is the like HVAC and stuff? Is that stuff all working, or it need to be updated, you think?
I think it's okay, and I think the roof. I think it was hit with that storm that came through St. Louis a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, last May.
And so yeah, that's it. And so I think it got updated, and her fence and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So like I say, structurally, I've been around houses long enough to know that structurally it's good. Looks like the hot water heater and everything, is fine. So I don't think that you'd have to replace an HVAC. I don't think it all works well.
Does it have an
I
expansion
put it
tank on the water heater?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yep, they're gonna make us do that. They're doing that on all of them now. There's a lot of new stuff coming out. They're just making us spend more money on these properties, and it's just part of the business, I guess. So I put in.
Well, when I was a kid, I had a plumbing business.
Oh, okay.
And nowadays, plumbing is nothing like what it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's all different now. Everything's more complex and costs more. So yeah, I'm looking at the comps here, and I'm looking at a full rehab on the property. Just to be honest, like I said, we will probably update everything in there. My system is telling me 138.
I've already been offered 150.
Oh, okay. Is there a reason you didn't take that?
Yeah, it wasn't 160.
Oh wow, it wasn't up high enough, huh? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to give you any fluff. I know we will perform, so that's our biggest thing is make sure we avoid the auction. We make this the easiest sale you've ever done in real estate, and I don't claim to be the highest price all the time, but I will give you the best service.
Yeah. Okay, so I think the comps that the real estate agent gave us, he told me if we listed it, we could probably sell it quickly at around 275. I don't know if that's what your computer is telling you or not.
Yeah, that's in perfect condition, and that's with somebody getting a loan with the bank, and then they got to go through all the inspections, the appraisers, all of that stuff takes 30 days or 45 days by itself, and that's if that borrower doesn't do something to fall out of escrow for some reason. So yeah, if you had time to sell it, I would always say go list it and get 275 for it for sure, if it was in perfect condition. But that agent's going to tell you that because they want the listing. They're not going to tell you the truth.
Right.
They're not the real buyer. They're just going to find you a buyer, if that makes sense. So, we tell you what we can actually do to actually solve the problem and, bring it home for you. And so our price also would cover the closing costs with title. So the number we agree to is the price you get minus whatever, is owed on that reverse mortgage. How much is still owed on the mortgage?
122.
122. Yeah. I mean,
so we're not trying to make a killing on our end, because most of it's going to finance company.
Right. Yeah. And we want to put as much in your pocket as possible. So I understand that for sure.
Like I say, we're probably $5,000-$6,000 into paying bills,
Yeah.
for her mother.
Yeah. You want to get that money back. So, I mean, if we were,
right.
I mean, so the 138 would cover everything you need. I mean, I know it's a little less than you wanted, but it would definitely get the job done.
Okay. Well, let me think about it. You pray about it. Hey, there you go. Go talk to my boss about it for a little while.
Yeah, see if she's in there. See where she's at, because I like to get this deal done because we don't have a lot of time, to be honest, with the auction people. I like to get some paperwork turned into them tomorrow so we can either at least let them know that, hey, we're buying it, stop the auction, or hey, we're planning on closing before the auction's done. Because, like I say, it takes a little, it's going to take probably that full 3 weeks to get this whole thing done with this new fencing law, whatever they just came up with that started today with the title companies.
Well,
is she available?
Yeah, she's available, but I've already got an offer for 150.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go take the 150, you think?
Well, if you can't do better, I mean, I've got several calls coming in Monday, but this fella basically does the same thing you do, and he's offered 150, and he's been in the house.
Yeah.
He was the first one that showed up. So he's been in the house, so he knows what he can and can't do. I just, boy, this is going to sound terrible. somebody else.
Hey, I've had that feeling before too, where I'm like, I'm just not feeling this guy. I think I'll even take a little less to deal with somebody that's more palatable. So I understand fully. You know, I mean, we might be able to come up a little bit to help you guys out, but I mean, I just need to know what we can do to make this work for you guys. You know, I don't want to just, you know, I mean, if he offered 150 and we're, you know, around at 138, even if we came up a little bit to make it work, I mean, would that solve your guys' problem?
Chris, like I said, I'll talk to her and chew on it. I got 2 or 3 other investors supposed to call me Monday. You're Kyle's friend, so I'd rather do business with you. That's worth something to me. You know, I've known Kyle since he was a little bitty pipsqueak. He grew up with my 2 boys.
Oh, wow. So you know a lot of people then, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like I say, I've been doing this 51 years, so it's Kyle's daddy was a good friend. And I helped him when he had the ranch out there in Missouri and everything.
Yeah.
So give me the Monday.
So
like I say, you go talk to my boss and see how much you can do.
Yeah, just yeah. So check with her, see what she thinks, and I mean, I know we probably can come up a little bit, not a lot. I don't want to give you any false promises or anything because I like to be a straight shooter,
right?
Especially with a pastor. We're gonna be honest, over honest today, huh?
Well, I could tell you about all the people I've had the earth swallow up, you know.
What number will we need to be at to get this deal done today?
I don't think there's any getting it done today, Chris. I'm just trying to be honest with you. As the husband, I need to do the best I can do for her, and I know I've got 2, maybe 3 phone calls coming in Monday.
Okay, so here's what I'll do. What was your name again?
Dr. Joaquin, J-U-A-K-E-N, Dumas, D-U-M-A-S.
Dr. Dumas, okay.
Everybody just calls me
Preacher,
Preacher.
okay. My favorite preacher. You're my favorite preacher today, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So here's what I would propose. Go ahead, see what they can offer you, you know, whoever's coming along, you know, saying what they're saying. Before you sign anything or do anything, would you at least give me a call back so we can see what we can do? Is that fair?
All right, give me that number. Give me your number. That's fair. I have no problem with that.
All right.
Give me your number.
314. Oh, have you got a pen?
Yeah.
314. That's correct. And this is Chris. I'm going to text you right after this call as well. So you have my contact information, our website, everything. So you know who you're dealing with. We're the real deal. We actually do this in real life. You know, a lot of people claim to do it, but they don't really do it. So I just want to be, you know, straightforward and help you guys out as much as I can.
Okay.
Other than that, preacher, any other questions for me for today?
No, you pretty much answered it. You know, we can get it done before the sale date. I mean, it looks like Monday's going to be decision day. So we make decision Monday. I think everybody says that they can get stuff done before 3/26.
That's what they claim until it's time to perform. I will tell you, some people tell you this stuff and they don't perform. I just tell you what we really can do. Because see, that's the thing. So say if somebody goes in and tell you, oh, I can give you that 160, whatever number, right? Then they find out they can't do 160 for some reason. Now you got to have a problem. You know what I mean? And so we just like to tell you the truth from the beginning and not drag you along, get your hopes up, tell you this, I can get you 275. That agent can't get you 275. That's unrealistic. Plus, they're not the buyer. Only the buyer can actually tell you.
I got a thing sitting right here on my desk. I haven't called him because I figure that's as phony as it can be. It's to Louise just right before she died, and it's from somebody that says, I'll give you $198,400 for your property.
I bet they will.
You know, I think, yeah, that's going to happen.
Hey, that's some smart marketing, though. That'll get you to call them. I wouldn't do that, but I know that people do it.
Yeah, you know, get her mail now.
There you go.
I'm like, that's a what do you call it? A bait and switch.
Exactly. You get them on the phone and they hit you with a bunch of fees and like Open Door and those companies, they'll charge you 5 and 6% extra points on top of closing costs and a bunch of other stuff. You're like, what is all this? We're straightforward. We're cash. We close on your timeline and make it easy for you.
All right. Well, that sounds good. Like I say, I know you're a friend of Kyle, and I'll text him when I get off here because he wanted to know. He just texted me a little while ago to find out whether or not you'd call.
Yep.
And so I'll let him know you called.
Yep. So keep my information. If you have any questions or you want to call back with the wife or whatever, anything, I'm here to help as a resource. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You have a good night. Enjoy that supper.
Yes, I will. Thanks, Chris.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye. So he's, let's see here. There you go. What do you think, Justin?
I think it was a great call. The guy was a little hard or whatever. We're not gonna get him every single time on the first call. You went for it. Most people don't go for it. I think you accepted he needs to talk to his wife as a valid objection or whatever. So you bent the knee to that. Obviously we don't want to.
She's the executor. We know that. Which I told y'all look that up. So she got a sign. I didn't want to talk to him. I want to talk to her.
Yeah. I would have just threw out there, hey, what if your wife says no? Or what do you think she might say no to?
Mm-hmm.
I would just threw that out there, see what he thinks and stuff. Even though she's the executor, he's probably the decision maker, really. So, oh no. He's trying to make an exit on a boatload of money too, which is crazy. Like, dude, no, we're not gonna give you no fucking 170.
My real number was 140, but I started at 138 to give myself a little bit of room to come up if he got to that point. But evidently, you see, he didn't go to that.
And he talking about he tried to he had somebody a contract for 150.
So everything he just said is actually true. I already knew that. I just wanted him to tell me all of that stuff.
Yeah.
About the executive part, about the 150 offered, and you don't like the guy. I already knew all of that. I just wanted him to tell me that. So that's how I consider part of that is rapport building. Let them dump all their pain, thought, promises all on you. And the ARV on that property is 275.
If it's 275, why you going so low like that?
Because wholesale got. What's the thing we already know, Justin?
Yeah.
If you doing it, ain't never low enough. If you talking about wholesaling, I think I could sell it for 150, 160. If I was to wholesale it.
Why you didn't go for creative at all? Why you didn't push that?
Because you can't do creative on a reverse mortgage.
Oh, it's a reverse mortgage. Okay, yeah. Show right.
We gotta cash them out.
Right.
Now we could short sell the reverse mortgage, take about 10% off of that. But I'm not gonna play all those cards at this point. And I don't even know if that's even possible right now because I don't know what they've said to these people or who the bank is and all of that. They could take a lesser payoff. But that's another story. What you think, Art?
I think that was an excellent call. Man, that was a great call. So some of my favorite stuff about it is up front when you were asking him questions, he was not very forthcoming, and then you were able to overcome objections with him and got him to open up. You were hitting him with good open-end questions. Another important thing is you got down to what his real thing was on why he didn't want to sell to that other person, which is kind of like a black swan, basically, because he kept on saying for 20 minutes straight, I got another offer for 150. I got one for 150. Then he finally tells you, like, oh, yeah, I just don't want to sell to that dude. And then that opens up the conversation even more. And then you went for the close multiple times, asked him about his offers, qualified him. And then you got him down to the point where he just finally said, I'm just not making a decision tonight. And that means that you really exhausted all options at that point. I think it was a great call.
Yeah, but and it's funny how he wouldn't give me a number at first. All of a sudden, he come with 170. Oh, so you did have a number.
I glitched out right before I did hear him say 170, and I heard you say that. But what did you say that before him? Did you like shoot him a low ball offer, or what was it?
Do you know what I said there, Justin? I don't remember. I said something about we're in the mid 100s or something like that, because I already knew he had an offer for 150. I said we're around the mid hundreds. You know, I didn't give a real number at first, and then when I hit him with the number, that's when he said, I don't know how I got him to say the number. I have to listen back to the call. I'll put this up as a separate video as well for research purposes.
So yeah, that's right. When I cut out, it sounded to me you said something like that. From what I did pick up, like you made some type of like range offer or something like that, and that prompted him to say he had 170. So that's another thing. Go ahead.
That's what it was. I think I said, what is I asked him a question. I said, why haven't you sold it yet or something like that? He said, because it won 160. That was when he said after that. But before that, he said 170.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he said the other guy offered him 150, I said, why didn't you take that? Oh, it wasn't 160, but it really was something else that he didn't want to sell it to that guy, which I already knew. Everything he just told me, he didn't tell me any information I didn't know. In fact, the only thing that wasn't real forthcoming was the condition of the property. That property need more work than what he led on, which I already know. Especially if some other person is offering you 150. We know we in range. We need to be lower than that. Whatever it is, they want to be a little lower than that.
Dude, that was a great call, man. Like that call right there is I can't wait to watch the recording of it for real.
Yeah, I'll make a separate video of just this call, and he dodged out of that price too on the beginning. I didn't like that. I didn't expect that either. You know, you need to sell. You know, you got an auction coming up. Why are you playing? What number you need to make this deal go? And plus, I know he wasn't the decision maker because it's his wife. You know, but he's I guess you're gonna probably do whatever he says. You know, so that's the kind of dynamic you got to figure out when you got multiple decision makers like that. Who's the power broker? Who's the one that's gonna say yes, no, do this, honey, or whatever? Because I've actually bought houses where the property was in the son's name. So I had a dude selling me a house down in Lee May. He said, my son will do whatever I tell him. I was like, oh, damn. And his son did whatever he told him. His son signed that paper, and we bought the house and got that little $7,000 wholesale deal, $38,000 deal. So this was a couple of years ago, but I remember that. I was like, man, and this was a foreign guy, so he wasn't even from here.
Yeah, my current sub too, that's how that was too. I had gotten in contact with the parents on accident because that's what the number that got kicked to me on the skip trace. And that's the same thing the dad told me. My son gonna do whatever I say. So I had to basically close the dad out, and then the son was just like, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing too. So hopefully he can relay all this for me. But in real life, I prefer to have the husband and the wife on the phone because I got questions for both of them. And she might slip up and say something, to mess the deal up. He's a negotiator, as you can tell. So, it's cool. I didn't expect to get it on the first call, and I prefer them to do all their research and come back to me. Because when they come back, they ready to go. What's the email address? Where I seem to send this contract to?
Quality conversations, man.
Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions, comments, concerns in regards to that call? Because we about to land. It's way past my bedtime. Justin over there finna put his head on the desk like he in school back in the day.
Thanks for sticking it out and making that call, Chris. That was amazing.
Oh, yeah. At 10 o'clock at night, who stays up late making a call?
Real ones.
The real one. It don't matter 7 days a week, even in your sleep. So we will catch you on the next one. Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me.
So I want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start.
Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to futurecashflowclub.com. That's futurecashflowclub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today.
I don't know what you been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we do.